Good evening. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Mayor and City Council of the City of College Park. I'm Mayor Bianca Motley Broom. We have a full quorum present with council members Mackenzie, Karn, Arnold, and Gay, and so at 7:31 p.m. I will call this meeting to order. Our first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pastor Wallace is going to do our invocation this evening.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we just thank you and bless your name. We give you all the glory, honor, and praise to your name. Lord, first and foremost, we just want to say thank you for life, for health, for strength, for breathing into our nostrils this breath of life, oh God, that you've lent for us to this day. Lord, we ask, oh God, that every breath that we breathe, we shape it with purpose, oh God. And we acknowledge you in all that we do, all that we think, oh God. We do not make decisions or plans without you. And so as we guide that focus here tonight into this chamber, oh God, we ask that you would meet us here tonight, that you would be with us in every step of the way, oh God. From this point forward, oh God, we're just asking, oh God, that you would, oh God, have your way, that your will would be done, oh God, that we allow you, oh God, to interrupt our plans, veto, to give executive privilege to your authority, oh God, in everything that is done in this place, oh God. In prayers, oh God, that we would answer the age-old question, oh God, that you asked Ezekiel, and can these bones live again? And so that is the question for the hour in this house, oh God. Can College Park rise? Can College Park live? Can College Park be fruitful? Can College Park be transparent? Can College Park be about its people, oh God? And can College Park, oh God, operate in such a way, oh God, that gives you glory and honor, oh God? Lord, we reverence you tonight, oh God, because we know that we're going to need you in this place, oh God. We pray now, oh God, because we know, oh God, that is not going to come without frustration or even disagreement, oh God. But God, we ask, oh God, that your yielding of your Holy Spirit, oh God, would just rain down in this place, oh God, so that even in disagreement and frustration, even in contention, oh God, that we see you and we see your glory, Lord. We thank you tonight, God, because we know that you are going to have your way. We know that you're going to show up and show out. We know, oh God, that you are going to check the room. And, oh God, we give you all the glory. The people of this city give you all the glory for how you will intervene in this place. And so we thank you. We bless your name. We give you all the glory, honor, and praise that is due. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, city manager, and citizens of College Park. I will be reading the civility pledge. Civility is more than just politeness. It is about disagreeing without disrespect, seeking common grounds as a starting point for dialogue about differences, listening past one's preconceptions and teaching others to do the same. Civility is the hard work for staying present, even with those with whom we have deep-rooted and fierce disagreements.
Thank you so much. Hi, Chief.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city manager, citizens, and visitors. I'd like to share a brief fire safety message with you. In the event of a fire or an emergency, please remain calm and proceed to the nearest exit. Exit signs are clearly marked throughout the building, 2 are to the front and 2 are to the rear. Please follow the direction of College Park staff to designated assembly areas. Once outside, please remain at the assembly point until further instructions given by city personnel. If you notice smoke or fire during the meeting, please alert staff immediately and follow evacuation procedures. Your safety is a priority. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Chief.
Agenda item 2, additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda.
Mr. City Manager?
City Clerk, I yield to you.
Yes, sir. Madam Mayor, I do have updates to the agenda. Please bear with me as I have a few to list out. Request is to move items 9I, which is professional services agreement with Global Source Investments Realty, and item 9K, the mayoral enhancement, community enhancement account as agreed to upon by the mayor for the purchase of public works vehicles, to regular business. Item 9L, it should state this item will service Ward 2. Item 9N, M as in Mary, should reflect GL account Tourist Product Development, account number 275-4975-52-6300. Item 10J, update to, should state GL account Tourist Product Development 275-4975-52-6300. And staff request to remove items 9G, which is the reconstruct to hole number 5 at the historic College Park Golf Course, as well as removing items 10M, paying an invoice in the amount of $100,000 to Roderick Gay Botanical Garden Conservancy, and removing item 10O, to approve application and certificate for payment to Precision 2000, Inc., as well as an update to item 10N. And the update is an updated contract has been provided to mayor and council this evening at the request of city manager.
Correct, Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Are there any other additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda?
Yes, I would like to move item 9N to the regular agenda, please.
Item 9N is consideration of an action on a request for approval of RFP 26-42 for resurfacing community parts to Ranger Rubber, correct?
Yes.
All right. Any other additions, deletions, amendments, or changes?
I've got a couple. It's item, it's like 9M, item 9M on the consent agenda. The GL account is the TPD GL account.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, that's
Councilman
already
Day?
been covered.
Yeah, not meaning to interrupt you, but we changed both of yours a moment ago.
Okay, I heard I heard the 10 item. Okay, the other one was
Yes, sir.
changed.
Yes,
as
it was
well.
also changed.
Okay,
Any additional?
yes. My Ward 2 BZA, if we could move that to the end of the meeting, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, so moving that to 10P presumably. I think there's some stuff that's been removed, but. Any additional additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Item 5A, workshop session minutes dated June 1st, 2026.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Item 5B, regular session minutes dated June 1st, 2026.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor? That is unanimous.
Item 6A, It's a proclamation, consideration of action on a request to approve a proclamation for National Night Out annual event requested by Sharis McCrary, Chief of Police. This is a budgeted item, fiscal year 26 to 27, GL account 100-3252-6193. Citywide events, $10,000, affects all wards, presented by the College Park Police Department.
Is it money or is it a proclamation?
Madam Mayor, this request was a proclamation that was attached to the agenda, but in real,
If we're just setting the proclamation,
According to Major Durden, Madam Mayor and Council, it's proclamation only.
Okay.
Am I saying that correctly?
all right, so is there a motion to approve the proclamation for National Night Out?
So moved. Oh,
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that is unanimous. Thank you.
agenda item 7, remarks of citizens. First public speaker is Dr. Valerie B. Lee.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, and City Manager. I'm Valerie Lee, and I'm coming to you to share 2 things about the Wellness Spot. Last meeting, I shared that we have a mural unveiling June 23rd at noon. It really has now become a mural dedication to the city of College Park. Many of you know that on the side of the Wellness Spot, you've seen the mural, so there's no real reason to unveil it, but it is a dedication. And the message on the side of the building says, "Be well, College Park." That is what we really want to make sure we are promoting at the Wellness Spot. Be well. So we also have a selfie station. We hope that the community will come, take pictures by the Be Well, tag us, and discuss how they are functioning as well-beings in the city. Also on Sunday, June 28th, we are hosting a men's health huddle, and it is specifically for men. We will have sprinkles of Tai Chi, yoga, some maybe Pilates, hand treatments, and we also have a panel of some amazing men that will be there talking about what it means to be well in terms of mental, spiritual, and physical. So we hope that the community will come and support, and we appreciate College Park. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Randy Godfrey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Randy Godfrey. I live at 1966 Lyle Avenue. I used to live in Union City on a dirt road, and I looked up to College Park as a child because it had more of a vibe. It seemed like this is a place I wanted to be. Found my family here lately, and I love the place. As an adult, I realized what really makes College Park different is the economic engine. The airport is the goose that lays the golden egg every day, every day. There's one every day. So regardless of how we spend, how we invest, how well we do with it, the golden egg is still there every day. The airports and also the airport, the hotels, Woodward Academy really drive what's happening in this place. Ask Vince Williams or the mayor of any nearby city, they want your golden egg. We all paid the cost for this goose, right? There are people in the back who have been displaced because of the airport and its growth. But yet and still, it's a valuable asset. So now, when we start talking about making changes to the way that that asset is marketed, we should all be asking questions. Emergency, 11 p.m. meetings, no data, no clarity on what's broken, personal attacks on folks that are involved. Sounds like a conflict of personalities versus a reasoned, deliberate change. I simply ask that as we go through this, stop. Bring the community along. Sell us on why. Sell us on who. The lesson to the farmer who owned the goose was not about greed, it was about patience. He got a golden egg every day. Let's make sure we don't lose that golden egg. And again, I thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, sir.
Sherry Williams.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Sherry Williams, and I'd like to yield my time to FOA Brenda Smith.
Good evening, Mayor Motley Broom, City Council members, City Manager, City Attorney, all concerned citizens and elected officials in attendance in the City Council meeting today, June 15th, 2026. I am here to represent FOA, P-H-O-A-A, which is the committee that was developed in 2022 to preserve the heritage of the original African Americans of College Park, Georgia, the ones that lived within the 1 square mile. We are here today to present the most recent history of this prestigious group and to preserve the heritage of our lives as we knew them then. So, in order to not miss anything, I want to read this document that we prepared as a group so that it may be entered into the official records of the City of College Park as it was suggested to us by a member of the BIDA board who was the director at the time FOA was developed. We are FOA. We were established in the fall of 2022 as a committee to be the voice of our families and ancestors who lived, worked, and played in the area fondly known now for many years as the 1 square mile. Let it be noted here that FOA branded that phrase when we made it a part of our logo. Our purpose was clear then, and it is still clear today. There is only one FOA. There are not two groups, and FOA's vision remains the same. We began with one main objective in mind, and our name sums that up perfectly. This is preserving the heritage of the original African Americans of College Park. In several ways of keeping our community's rich heritage alive are detailed in our vision statement that has been, from its inception, posted, passed out on flyers, printed in newspapers, spoken over the radio, and even given out in prior city council meetings in this very room. 1, installing historical markers on key sites throughout the 1 square mile community where our schools, churches, and black-owned businesses once stood. 2, to secure and preserve the Price Barbershop and the adjacent building to be used as a museum to house all the artifacts, pictures, publications, videos, and other memorabilia of our once thriving, now demolished, but still beloved community, as well as to have it designated as a historical site. 3, to restore, preserve, and maintain the College View Cemetery and have it added to the National Register of Historic Cemeteries.
Is that 6?
The next person on 4 wants to yield their time to me.
Madam Mayor, no, that was 3 minutes.
Right, and she has 6.
Your name is Brenda Smith? I don't believe.
Sherry Williams, she yielded her time to Ms. Smith.
Okay, so the remainder, okay.
Okay. Number 3, to restore, preserve, and maintain the College View Cemetery and have it added to the National Register of Historic Cemeteries. Our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and beyond are buried there, and we think that they have been disregarded long enough. Former City Councilman Ambrose Clay was our initial supporter and worked with us to become stockholders with BIDA in the city's effort to do the right thing by our beloved community. We are grateful to him for all his initial support. We must point out here that FOA has been left out of all preservation project developments in this past year of 2025. We have reached out to the city council people, to BIDA, and the authority has been usurped to control the narrative of our community's preservation, but we only received one response. That was a response to hold an ill-conceived meeting with the dissenting factor of FOA and with the original group, where boxing gloves were placed on the table of this so-called meeting, and it was suggested that the two sides fight it out. How rude and ridiculous was that? To add insult to injury, this same city council person recently installed a few of the historical markers we have been working on without so much as an invitation to FOA to attend these said ceremonies. This has saddened and made speechless the legacy residents, cutting them off from an event that they long awaited. These are some of the things that FOA wants made clear. 1, FOA continues its mission of preserving the history of life as we knew it and would appreciate all materials and videos that were made for FOA by the city-hired content consultant group to be given over to us. FOA seeks to reestablish its seat at the table with BIDA as a stakeholder with respect to current and future work on the Price Barbershop project. Also, we would like at least a roundtable discussion of a formal MOU between FOA and
You can finish your sentence.
Hightower.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
We have one more, Linda Hightower.
We can spend 9 minutes on one topic, 6 minutes on one speaker, so if she would like to finish reading, that's fine.
3.
Where?
3.
FOA stands strong in its commitment of preservation of landmarks and installation of historic markers to include all efforts to rename a school in our community for Eva L. Thomas. FOA vehemently opposes any thought or action to demolish, move, or otherwise raise the Brady Gym from its current location. This so-called second group of FOA has been asked to cease and desist the use of our name in any of its parts, which includes 1 square mile. The City of College Park and Vida are asked to respect our legal pursuits in this regard. Thank you for your time to speak, and we expect to hear from both the City Council and Vida as to our future involvement with these projects that FOA initiated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Sherry Godfrey.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Sherry Godfrey. I reside on Lyle Avenue in College Park. This evening, you are adopting 2 documents simultaneously. There's an ordinance governing the DMO standards and a companion ordinance that directs how recovered tourism should be spent, while also voting to replace the current DMO at nearly midnight after this meeting. The companion resolution pre-allocates millions of dollars in recovered tourism funds even before the successor DMO is even selected. Among these allocations is $2 million to the Gay Botanical Garden, named for Councilman Gay, and who also co-sponsored these resolutions. This is not policy guidance. The council is directing public funds towards an entity that bears his name through legislation that he co-authored. The public deserves direct answers about whether that meets the City Council's conflict of interest. This ordinance that you're adopting actually contains right instincts. It's transparency, accountability, competitive procurement, but then the principles and process, you're violating the very ordinance that you're adopting. You cannot champion accountability in an ordinance while simultaneously using a companion resolution to predetermine who benefits from the funds being recovered. This weekend, residents watched an anonymous social media page reportedly connected to city contractors who administer that page, publish smears targeting Ms. Miller while also promoting this successor organization. The council should be asking who is behind this page and who's benefiting from it. Good governance doesn't happen at 11 o'clock at night. It happens in the daylight with public deliberation and without council members steering the funds towards their own affiliated entities. So I urge you to table both votes, conduct a proper competitive process, and let accountability standards in your own ordinance actually govern your decision.
Thank you.
Brett Reichert.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. I bring you greetings from Hapeville next door, where I am a resident and a fellow council member. I'm here tonight as an individual, though, to comment on a choice you are contemplating later this evening with, in my view, a high potential for negative local and regional impact. As you know, cities in South Fulton form a unique economic tapestry, and the success or failure of one community here affects the reputation and the success of others, especially when it comes to being competitive with Atlanta's powerful convention, hospitality, and entertainment sector. So I'm very concerned and quite honestly baffled why you're considering non-renewal with the ATL Airport District in favor of a hastily organized 501c3 that so far appears to be crudely homemade, woefully underdeveloped, and ill-equipped for the scale of work currently being done exceptionally well by the ATL district. And given the density of hotels and rooms here in College Park, quickly leaving the current DMO behind could be devastating for your local economy, the ATL district organization and their staff members, and also create irreversible economic and reputational damage area-wide. So when I heard about this proposal, in a rare move, I shared my personal comments on social media, to which every single response and reaction I read was against this action in this manner at this time, and instead was in favor of renewal. These are your residents and the voters who elected you. But I also know firsthand that effective communication with local government is best achieved through official channels and by showing up. So that's why I'm here, to share directly parts of my post for your consideration. So, as I quote myself from June 13th, as an elected official in neighboring Hapeville, a partner member in the ATL District DMO, we are extremely happy with their work, their expertise, transparency, responsiveness, and effectiveness. The organization's CEO, her predecessor, and their entire team are truly top-notch, with an unparalleled depth of data-driven and award-winning experience. Here are just a few of the pitfalls I sincerely hope you have considered before 11 p.m. tonight, none of which are currently issues in my view. Insufficient funding, lack of track record and staffing, duplicating efforts, unrealistic expectations, infighting, fragmentation, and isolationism, local political interference, weak ROI, disconnect with diverse local stakeholders, sustainability and burnout, and simply failure to consider the area impact and the collective strength of unified small cities.
Julie McGurk has yielded her time.
Thank you. In closing, I respectfully implore you to put a pause on this decision, to learn about what you're doing before it's too late, to renew with the ATL district, or at least negotiate a sensible minimum 2-year transition period. That would give your new DMO time to move beyond the drawing board and out of its own infancy. Otherwise, in my opinion, an opinion shared by thousands of people, you are engaging in willful, risky experimentation with tax-supported resources, and that is never a smart move on short order for any city. College Park deserves the very best DMO possible, and in my opinion, it's already in force. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, sir.
Lucretia Williams.
How y'all doing?
Doing well, thank you.
I'm here because I know y'all all know I was on the news for.
Can you make sure you're speaking into the microphone?
I say I'm here. Y'all all know I was on the news because I felt like I was being targeted by one of y'all council members, but I had meeting with him and it was something else. But it started on Monday. Court enforcement came into my place of business, asking me about licenses that I already had. Tuesday, the city manager came in, and I think that's what kind of confused me even more, because when he came in, he came order food, he sat down, I went to talk to him, and court enforcement came in right after him, and he asked what she was doing there. She was coming to give me a citation for a license that I couldn't get because it was a glitch in the city computer. I think I know I was more baffled because he said the words of, I told your kind not to tell my employees what to do. I mean, tell the city employees what to do. They need to come to me. So that's more that led me to believe that this councilman was targeting me. But, I mean, after that, Monday, after the first encounter with court enforcement, I reached out to Ms. Bianca myself, and I was like, something is going on. I feel like I'm being targeted. I knew that I'm being targeted, and I told her what was going on. She mentioned it Monday evening. I saw it on the screen. She mentioned it at the meeting, and Ms. Jamel, she had came to the restaurant prior to that, and she ate, and she and Ms. Bianca both said the same thing. She was more on, she said she agreed with Ms. Bianca for as don't target none of the businesses. But like I said, I reached out to Ms. Bianca. Ms. Bianca didn't reach out to me. It wasn't nothing other than me scared for my business because I see what goes on in the city. Like I said, when Mr. Joe Kahn, I talked to Joe Kahn and I talked to Ms. Jamel, he said it was a clear misunderstanding. But like I said, the city manager, he did not make me feel comfortable. When I talked to him and he said what he said Tuesday, he told me, I said, well, I think I need to seek legal help. He told me, no, I'ma talk to Joe. I talked back to Ms. Bianca. Ms. Bianca told me, let him do his job. She said, let him do what he's supposed to do. Still nothing. The police came to me Wednesday. So I'm like, well, what did he do? Because he told me he was gonna call me back Tuesday. He never called me back. So I called him back Wednesday. Oh, I had a meeting and we came up with something. So I still feel threatened. I'm like, you told me you was gonna call me back. You didn't make me feel like I was comfortable, like, anything was in my favor. I went to the news. I called the news people. They came out. I called Miss Bianca back and I told her what I had going on. But since then, I have met with Ms. Jamel and Joe Kahn, and he said it was a clear misunderstanding. But like I said, the misunderstanding, most definitely, I didn't feel comfortable with the city manager because you come to me and then you stated these words, I told Joe. So I'm already feeling targeted by Joe Kahn, then you come and you saying you told Joe not to tell the city employees what to do. Why, and then clearly this man come to me and say that he got a call about the license. About me or having a nightclub. So he sent the people out. Which he got with the people he's supposed to get with, and they sent the people out however it went. But like I said, I didn't feel comfortable. And then for the city manager to come in there the next day, and he didn't make me feel comfortable at all. It was like, I'm gonna talk to Jill, and I don't see no residents around, and I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking it's gonna stop. The next day, the police come, and I'm like, why? Why, they keep coming at me. But like I said, since then, he had reassured me, Ms. Jamel, that it was a misunderstanding. Again, I called Ms. Bianca. Ms. Bianca, with all the action she did was to protect me because I called her. I wanted to make sure that I was okay. That's all I knew who to call, the mayor. I always knew the mayor was over the city, so I know if there's something going on with the city, I just called up. But I'm saying that to say that all I come to tell y'all that all I want to do is do what I do. I want to service the people like I have been since I've been here. I've been in that plaza since 2015. I never had no problem. When I got here, Joe Kahn was not our councilman. Derek was the councilman. Everything was okay. Then Joe Kahn came. So, okay, he came. We never had any differences, but all of a sudden, is talking me. I just was confused about it. But like he said, he got a call that one of the people in the apartment said that something about a nightclub, which is not a nightclub, is a restaurant. And I don't stay open past 8 o'clock during the week and 10 on the weekend. So, but I just want to clear it up that, I am here to service the people. That's what I'm here for. Everything with City Hall, dealing with City Hall, my licenses, everything is up to par. My gaming license, everything that I have in my place is up to par. But I didn't feel comfortable at all. I felt like, when you name dropping, that's like, okay, now I most definitely know who to go after. If you trying to talk at me, I know who I have to make sure I have to get you off my back. You talking to me for no reason. But like I said, since then, I had a conversation with both Ms. Jamel and Joe Kine, and it wasn't that. So I just want to service the people. And all I knew was, like I said, when I felt targeted, call Miss Bianca.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Your time's up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Charles Dill.
I think he was with FOA, so he's good.
Nicole Adams.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Nicole Adams, 3454 Rugby Circle. I've lived here in College Park since 1996. I'm also a member of the Airport Convention and Visitors Bureau's board. And I'd like to say that without a CVB here in College Park, the city will be tremendously impacted. This includes the room nights at the hotels and the GICC and major events. Groups come to our area based on relationships with the CVB. As a retired technical sales exec, you don't go to people on Monday and ask them for something on Tuesday. You have to develop relationships and farm and foster that. The people at the agency have had a presence at trade shows, and they are critical. The sales team goes to 20 to 30 trade shows a year to meet customers, share the value of our area with hotels and with sales leaders. Lead generations have to come. As someone who has brought a multi-million-dollar conference here to College Park, when I brought my sorority here in 2022, we spent millions of dollars in this 1 mile block. None of that would have happened had there not been a CVB bureau to guide us and to make me understand why College Park was better than the Convention Bureau downtown. So, you know, the relationships matter. Having people to greet people at the airports, that matter. Having the infrastructure in place, it matters. Having people knowing what they're doing, it matters. Without financial incentives for different groups to come here, they'll choose to go elsewhere. I have several agreements that are before me, and College Park is not in consideration at this time, although I do my due diligence as a board member, because I don't know what's going to happen. And I cannot make a recommendation to anyone that's going to bring $20 to $30 million in Metro Atlanta and College Park. I can't do it, not knowing what you guys are going to do here today. As the gentleman from Hapeville spoke, if this is something that you absolutely have to do, you need to do it, you want to do it, there's some magical reason why you got to do it, put a 2-year plan in place. You don't cut something off at 12 and start something at 1 that is not ready. You just don't do that. So I need for you to really think seriously about what you're doing. You're going to impact the business of this area. You're going to jeopardize the airport. And I think we have enough black marks on our name now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wayne Whitesides.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and fellow residents. My name is Wayne Whitesides. I'm a Ward 1 resident, Southside business owner, and founder of Ethic Creative Works. For transparency, I want to acknowledge that my company, as a marketing and branding agency, has worked with DMOs, including the AT Airport District, for many years, even before it was the AT Airport District, and was known as Meet College Park. That's exactly why I have firsthand experience with how destination marketing organizations operate, how tourism dollars are used, and how the challenges of marketing communities like our city. I'm a fan of the district and the hard work that has gone into creating a meaningful experience for visitors to College Park. The AT Airport District was created because College Park recognized it would be more competitive as a part of a larger destination strategy than it would be standing alone. The district works because it gives College Park more to sell. A convention planner is not only looking for meeting space, they are looking for hotels, transportation, restaurants, environment, visitors' experience, and whether attendees will want to come. A family coming to a tournament is not looking for just a field or an arena. They are looking for a full weekend. A business traveler may stay at the airport, but destination marketing gives them reasons to stay, eat, explore, and spend money here. The Georgia International Convention Center is not competing against our neighboring cities. It's competing against destinations across Georgia, the Southeast, and the country. The broader tourism strategy has helped generate hundreds of millions of dollars to economic activity in College Park, hundreds of thousands of hotel room night stays, helped keep local restaurants open, and changed long-standing perceptions within our city. However, what concerns me more tonight is not simply which organization is selected, which organization has selected the city's DMO. What concerns me is the transparency and accountability of the process that has gone to this point. We are discussing millions of dollars as hotel tax funds, and many of us have questions. What happened to the original RFP? It sounds like you're going to be discussing it tonight. If so, then why is there a new RFP issued, 2660, that is due in 2 weeks? Seems to be a conflict of interest. How will tourism dollars funds be accounted for? Who will oversee the organizations proposed to receive these funds? What reporting, audit, public transparency requirements will exist after those funds are transferred? As it stands today, approximately half of our tourism funds discussed appear earmarked for conservancies and organizations have direct ties to members of this council. Before those decisions are made, residents deserve a clear understanding of how those funds will be managed, measured, and reported, and held accountable. As a resident, I am simply asked that any decisions involving millions of dollars in public tourism funds be made transparently, be supported by measurable results, and be clearly explained to the citizens of College Park before irreversible decisions are made. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Christy Dean. Madam Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to request to make a statement. We have approximately 2 minutes left on the DMO topic.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That's right, 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Christy Dean. I'm the owner of Drip Through Coffee, which operates 2 locations here in College Park, one on campus at Woodward Academy and another at 1515 Virginia Avenue. I'm standing before you tonight to share my personal experience with destination marketing organizations, also known as DMOs, as a local small business owner. After discovering that our current contract with the ATL district is set to expire on June 26th, I felt compelled to advocate for its renewal. The original drip-through location is in the city of Stockbridge. Several years ago, Stockbridge explored a similar path to what is being proposed for College Park tonight, creating an isolated city-specific DMO and exiting the collaborative regional efforts of Visit Henry County. I firmly believe the rising tide lifts all boats. Fortunately, after local businesses advocated strongly against a separate DMO, Stockbridge chose to remain with Visit Henry County. And I'm proud to say we're now celebrating our 10th year of business there. 8 years ago, a Woodward family encouraged us to look at College Park for our second location. One of the very first things I did was search for an Atlanta Airport DMO. Because Visit Henry County had been such a vital champion for my small business, I hoped to find the same spirit of regional collaboration here. That search led me to the ATL Airport District, which was established in 2014. We opened our doors in December 2018 at the corner of Virginia and Madison. Not even 2 months into our operations, the ATL Airport District was actively marketing our tiny coffee shop. They have never stopped promoting us. Most recently, we landed in a Toyota commercial and collaborating on the fantastic Kick It in the District souvenir stickers for visitors here for the FIFA games. Through all the turnover, resignations, and terminations of the city of College Park has faced, including multiple city managers, economic development vacancies, a short-staffed police department, and consecutive scandals, the ATL Airport District has been the one constant, dependable partner I could rely on as a business owner in this city for the past 8 years. I cannot imagine the city attempting to make a marketing mechanism of this magnitude with any vendor that does not possess the proven track record of the ATL Airport District. Furthermore, the ATL Airport District understands and respects the.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Tanya Wright.
Hello, Council.
Good evening.
I'm really here for Miss Mayor. Let me get started. A few weeks ago, I was impressed by your passion displayed in supporting of a local restaurant, the young lady that previous spoke. I'm here to ask whether South Park Cottages can receive that same level of attention and commitment. I continue to appear before this council because I'm a homeowner experiencing real problems that remain unresolved. The city of College Park dropped the ball on South Park Cottages, and I'm demanding that somebody pick it up with accountability and action. There are numerous issues throughout the development, but tonight's topic of discussion is inadequate lighting and misappropriation of our HOA funds. My first question to you is, how was a residential community approved on a dead-end road without adequate lighting? This deficiency should have been addressed during the planning, inspection, and development approval process. Unfortunately, homeowners are now living with the consequences of that oversight. The community has become a haven for crime. People's safety is at stake, and the most recent incident in Manchester Heights has only heightened those concerns. During the development phase of South Park Cottages, Ms. Mayor, your voice was heard throughout Fulton County in support of developer Booker T. Washington. That now that homeowners are dealing with defective construction, mounting repair costs, and a declining community, we hear nothing from you. And this whole mess has become a Ward 2 problem. The lack of oversight and accountability has allowed this developer to continue operating while creating similar concerns in Union City. Residents in his recent development has already begun sounding alarms regarding construction defects and HOA-related issues. Now for my second question. Where's the money? Where is the money? South Park Cottages homeowners have identified nearly $40,000 that remains unaccounted for within our HOA, and homeowners want answers. We do not have the resources to continuously absorb the cost of these failures. I ask this question to you because you sat silently without introduction. Let me make that clear. You sat silently without introduction in our HOA meeting. And many homeowners left that meeting wondering what was the unspoken reason for your attendance. I'm holding right here because I'm not the only one, but I'm the only one that appears, but I'm not the only one. These are signed, notarized petitions by South Park Cottages homeowners. These signatures represent residents who are demanding accountability and action. Your leadership, Ms. Mayor, played a great role in making South Park Cottages possible. And with that comes an expected responsibility. So I beg you to please stop ignoring our community because we need help.
Madam Mayor, City Manager, that is all of the time. The time has expired. That is all the 36 minutes that have been used.
Alrighty.
Eight public hearings. We have no public hearings this evening. 9, consent agenda. 9A, consideration of an action on a request for approval of the proposed residential electric rates to be effective July 1st, 2026. This agenda item is being requested from Hugh Richardson, Director of Power. This is a budgeted item for fiscal year 27 fund residential revenue. GL account number 510-4634-4110. This will service all wards. Item 9B, consideration of an action or request for approval of the proposed veteran residential electric rates to be effective July 1st, 2026. This agenda item is being requested from Hugh Richardson, Director of Power. This is a budgeted item for fiscal year 2027 Fund Residential Revenue, GL account number 510-4600-344110. This will service all wards. 9C, consideration of an action on a request to approve improvements to the Charles E. Phillips parking lot totaling $300,000. This item is requested by Lance Terry, Interim Director, Recreation and Cultural Arts. This is a budgeted item fiscal year 25 to 26, GL account, Recreation Capital Project, 161-22-54-79-20. This will service Ward 4. Item 9D, consideration of action on a request to approve the installation of refrigerant for chiller number 1 at the GICC in the amount of $61,653. This is necessary to provide comfortable conditions for our clients. This item is requested by Executive Director of Gateway Center Campus, Giannis Barner. This is a budgeted item, Fund GL account 555-4970525710, RM Furniture and Equipment, fiscal year 25 to 26. This will service Ward 2. Item 9E, consideration of action on request to initiate a gun buyback program through the College Park Police Department in the amount of $23,000. This item is requested by Chief of Police Sharis McCurry. This is a budgeted item from fiscal year 26 to 27, GL account, citywide event, $1,152.6193. This item will service all wards. This item is sponsored by Mayor Pro Tem Joe Karn. Item 9F, consideration of an action or request for approval of the Motorola Solutions, Inc. service agreement in the amount of $96,861.63. This is being requested by Chief of Police Sharis McCurry. This is a budgeted item. GL account 100-3252-6170, $20,809.16 from fiscal year 26. GL account 100-3252-6170, $76,052.47. This is from fiscal year 27. It's contractual service. This will service all wards. 9G removed from the agenda. 9H, consideration of an action to approve a 12-month professional service agreement with J Productions Agency LLC as Ward 1 Community Events Consultant with a monthly compensation amount of $4,200. This is a budgeted item. GL account Community Enhancement Non-Capital 100, 1152 7281, fiscal year 26-27. This item is sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie. This item will service Ward 1. Item 9I was moved to the regular agenda. 9J, consideration of action on request to approve a payment in the amount of $95,750 to A&S Paving, Inc. for the street resurfacing performed on Monticello Way. This agenda item is being requested Public Works Director Brian J. Anderson. This is a budgeted item, GL account Fund T-Splosh 235-4962-54-1402, fiscal year 25 to 26. This item will service Ward 4. 9K was moved to the regular agenda. 9L, consideration of an action to approve the responsive and responsible bidder to Fulton Atlanta Community Action Authority, Inc. in the amount of $90,000 for RFP 26-47 Residential Stability Program. This is a budgeted item, GL account Community Enhancement 100-1152-7282, fiscal year 26 to 27. This item is requested by Mayor Pro Tem Joe Karn. This item will service Ward 2. Item 9M, consideration and action on a request to approve the lowest apparent bidder, RSW Services, for RTB 26 to 50-56, Camp Creek Improvements 2, in the amount not to exceed $98,800. This is a budgeted item. From Tourist Product Development, GL account 275-4975-526300, fiscal year 26 to 27. This item is being requested by Mayor Pro Tem Joe Karn. This item will service Ward 2.
Is there a motion to approve the I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, I was just going to state that. Sorry.
My apologies, Madam Clerk.
No worries.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion? Nope. This is consent agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That is unanimous with everyone voting.
Item 10A, under regular business consideration of action on a request to renew property insurance in the amount of $2,984,049. This item is being requested by Krista Gilbert, Director of Human Resources and Risk Management. This is a budgeted item, GL account, contractual services, account number 100-1540-52-6110, fiscal year 26 to 27. This will service internal city functions.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion? Hearing none, will, Councilmember Carn?
Thank you. So Krista, this is just for city facilities, is that basically, or just vehicles, everything?
Everything's included, yes, sir.
Are we still under GERMA, I guess, in part, or?
No, we have,
Are we just
no.
completely not? Okay. At some point, I know at some point, I want us to maybe kind of, city manager, take a look at that and figure out, if getting back to that is a goal, in terms of where we are now. I know we've got a lot of stuff we got to clear up before that's a possibility. Krista, I mean, you know, HR is your thing, and at some point, I'd like us to figure out, city manager, maybe we'll put together a roadmap of how it might be possible. You know what I mean? And see if we can work towards those steps. So.
Noted.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous amongst those present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gilbert.
Thank you.
Item 10B, consideration of action on request for approval of the citywide compensation study to adjust all full-time and part-time employee salaries in the amount of $2,008,514. This item is requested by Director of Human Resources and Risk Management, Krista Gilbert. This is a budgeted item, fund salaries. The GL account will vary based on the department, fiscal year 27.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion?
I had just one
Councilmember Carr?
quick thing. Thank you. I'm glad we're doing this. This is overdue. I think this is going to cover a lot of employees and bring them up to par. It's the same 200-plus number we were talking about in the study that we're looking at. And my understanding from the last meeting was that all of the vacant positions were included in that number that would go up automatically,
That is correct.
partly because of the vacancy.
That's correct.
But city manager, I would like you to make a concerted effort to fill one particular position, and that is, it's been an outstanding 911 operator position, dispatch position in particularly, for quite a while. And I'm assuming it's in the increase, obviously, since it's been vacant for so long. But
That's correct.
you don't realize how important those positions are until you realize it, and it's a little late to have a missing person in that particular position.
Yes.
I don't want to see our vacancy turn into a life-threatening situation. You follow me? Or delay. And I would really like this position filled as soon as possible. I'm assuming there's going to be a decent bump in that salary to hopefully make that attractive, but I think we really have to, there's some folks that do fine with taxes and never use city services at all. They don't have kids in Parks and Rec, and they're not interested in this program or that program or whatever have you. And they pay their city taxes year after year after year after year. And they don't need much from the city. But the one time that they may need somebody, I don't want to see, God forbid, anybody being put on hold in College Park. I mean, we're a small city, and I think that's a rarity of all rarities that would ever happen. But I want to make sure we fill that position.
Okay.
I want to make that up.
Okay.
Noted, thank you.
All right, okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we will move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous amongst those present.
Item 10C, consideration of an action on request to approve the utilization of Sourcewell Cooperative Contract number 030425 with NeoGov for Human Resources and Workforce Management Software and Services in the amount of $114,637.02. This agenda item is being requested by Director of Human Resources and Risk Management, Krista Gilbert. This is a budgeted item for fiscal year 2027.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous amongst those present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gilbert.
Item 10Z, consideration of an action request to approve authorizing transportation and streetscape safety improvements on Herschel Road utilizing fiscal year 2026 LMIG funding. This item is sponsored by Councilman Roderick Gay.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilmember Arnold? Can you
Are-
make sure your microphone's?
Are these the funds that we talked about earlier this year, and the different street pavings that we're supposed to get that are on the list?
Yes, ma'am.
So
That's
how
why I
is
put it
this,
on the regular,
how is
so
this going to impact that pot of funds?
Sure. That's why I put it on the regular, so we can have some discussion about it. And I'll pass the baton to Brian here.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes, the whole intent with this 2026 LMIG LRA is to evenly distribute the funds with all wards. And so that is the intent. That's what we are going to do.
Will all wards get the same amount of money?
Yeah, we try to make sure it's even. And once we get the funding in, and for example, I think it's, let's say for example, both funds are 220, that's 440. So that'd be divided 4 ways, and everybody get the equal amount. They can then go towards their roads, improvements, sidewalks.
Do we have any numbers to show how the funds will be distributed, the expected funds, that is?
Yes, I do. We do have that. I don't have that with me, but there is some numbers attached to the LMIG and the LRA. And as well, we're still putting out a RFP for the 2025 LRA funding as well. So that has to be factored into as well.
Yes, if we can get a copy of those, of the numbers, I would like to see that.
I'll email it out tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a couple of questions.
Councilmember Carn?
Thank you. Now, you mentioned 2025, I'm assuming you're talking about 2026, 27?
No. I'm talking about 2025 LRA.
Okay, they're still left over.
No, that hasn't been released. Those funds have not been released yet. Yes.
Now, I'm reading under the physical impact here. So they're $300,000 unspent in '26, and that remains available. And I see another estimate of 1.2 million. So what is the amount of this project, and is that being split 4 ways?
The $300,000 does not exist, to my knowledge, in LMIG or LRA. There is currently $467,000 some odd dollars in T-Spot road improvement, and the LMIG for 2025 has already been spent. That's already been spent. But what has not even been retrieved is the 2025 LRA funding that has not been released because that's required our RFP. Now, we're still waiting for the FY26 LMIG and LRA, which is we had to do an audit. And so the finance department is helping us out with that. Once that audit gets submitted, then those funds will be released.
Okay, and how much will the 26 LMG LMIG funding be that we're waiting on? How much
This is why I will get that tomorrow. Tonight, if I tell you, it'd be erroneous number, but I know they're both over $200,000. But remember, LMIG is a match. We have to, that has matching funds. So we have to do a match. So I think the LMIG for 2026 is $220,000, for which we have to add $60,000 from us as part of the LMIG fund. Now, LRA does not require any type of match.
Okay, the 220K, that's the total amount coming?
That's the
from
total
this?
amount, yes.
Okay, well, how much is this gonna cost, and how do we divide that 4 ways? I guess, how much is this project cost that we're talking about doing here on Herschel Road?
Let me read this. I think what this is basically just asking is to use this money for, where we at? This is D, transportation and streetscape safety improvements on Herschel Road. And I guess with his portion of this funding, we can do this just for him. Because remember, the funding's going to be evenly distributed between all 4 wards. So we'll take his portion and we'll try to work it out to do what he wants with this particular item in Herschel Road.
Okay, I just want to understand, okay, I see the improvement, sidewalk and curbing, and safety barrier, guardrail replacement, I got it. So whatever that amount is that we get, it's divided by 4, so we each got to work with whatever we each have.
Right, out that LMIG and the LRA money.
Okay.
Yes.
So if it's total $1 million, he can get $250,000 worth of sidewalks and.
We'll do what we
barriers
can with the
and stuff.
$250,000, yes,
And then
absolutely.
Ward 3 gets $250,000.
$50,000.
That's the number, everybody gets
Yes,
that much
yes.
worth. And, okay, understood.
Yes.
So it's not a set number,
No, it's not a set number.
it's whatever his 4th is.
Right.
Okay, understood. That's what I was asking. That explains it. No problem.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
Yes, so basically
Councilmember McKenzie?
what we're doing is we're approving this for him, but the rest of us need to put ours in as well. Is that what we need to do, City Manager Hicks?
This is for him, and
Yeah.
that currently exists a list of road projects and sidewalks that you all had submitted to Raymond Cotton that we're working off of. However, if there's something else that you want instead of those, please notify me and let's get together and get that done. Otherwise, we're going to try to use the ranking priority that you already set forth some time ago to try to get those done.
I think it'd be good if you send that to everybody so we can get a reminder of what we ask about, because, conditions
Sure.
change and we're looking at different things, so we know what we had, and if we got to make a change in August with our 25%, we can be teed up sometime in August. That way we can have that lined up if there are any changes, because I remember one road I did mention, and I paved a couple last year, but I want to take a look again at it before we, okay.
Okay, not to be redundant, but also like I'm saying, there was some T-Spot funding available to you all this fiscal year as well, for you 3 up there right now. So, and then I'll send out an email tomorrow.
Okay, and that T-Splosh funding, is that going to be divided evenly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'd like to see, in addition to this that's coming.
Yes.
Understood. Well, we'd like to see what we're looking at there. But we want to take a look at the previous roads we designated for this upcoming 26.
Okay.
Okay, because he picked his project, but we all got to double
Yeah,
check.
you all have your own,
projects.
yeah, I'll send out what we have.
All right.
Okay.
Where do staff recommendations come in on this? Where do staff recommendations come in on this?
Well, I would look at what's been asked, and then, of course, I have some things I think maybe should take priority, but that's a conversation I would have with the respective council person and give them my thoughts on that, and they can, wherever they want, and ultimately, we will perform that task, but I do have recommendations.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous amongst those present.
Item 10E, consideration of an action on a request to approve an ordinance regarding transient lodging establishment regulations. This item is sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilmember Arnold.
So I know that the city attorney sent some clarification earlier to me about the questions that I asked about the split pads. And although I understand the information that was sent in the documentation, I don't understand why we can't add the split pads to this particular piece of legislation. Yeah.
Mr. Washington, can you make sure that you're talking into the microphone, please? Thank you.
I was not a part of this drafting this document, but I know that when we had conversations in the past, split pads pad splits were intentionally left out of this. They need to be addressed separately, mostly because of the litigation around the city based on pad splits. They've sued almost every jurisdiction that they've had property in, so we want to be careful in the drafting of that legislation. So I believe that's why it was left out of this particular ordinance.
I see. But split pads are causing challenges in our community.
I understand, and they do require attention. I just think they require special attention, not to be drafted into this ordinance. But for more clarity, you probably want to address that directly with Lisa. We get our directions on most of them, and this is drafted by L. William.
Okay, so if I may, Mr. City Manager, I would like for us to look at strengthening this particular piece of legislation, maybe piggybacking on it with some additional legislation to strengthen our stance on split pads. This is definitely a step in the right direction, but we do need to add some additional ordinance around that. Thank you.
Yes.
Councilmember McKenzie?
I would like for this to be considered as it is. We had this discussion a few weeks back. The wording was changed from short-term rental to transient, and there is definitely a difference between transient lodging and split pads. Split pads are places that people could live for years. Transient is really just kind of stating that they'll only be there maybe for under 30 days. I have no problem with legislation being put out for split pads, but I would like for this to be passed today based on transient lodging. We need to move forward with this, and that's my rather, that we move forward as Mr. Wallace has said, that there is a difference between split pads and transient lodging. And we need to have stronger language for that may not apply to transient lodging. And I think it's clearer and cleaner to have two pieces of legislation rather than trying to put everything in one. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's why we have it back on the agenda today.
Any further discussion?
I know last time.
Councilmember Carn?
Thank you. I remember last time, I know it was vacation rentals.
Mm-hmm.
That was the topic, and I thought we wanted to broaden the term I thought it to be more, the short-term rental was broader, but you're saying the transient lodging is more comprehensive than short-term rental?
I just think they're different types, and they require different things. As the councilman stated, when you get into vacation rentals, that can be a week, it can be 30 days. It's a different kind of rental. Like a transient are dealing more with day people that are in shorter stays and aren't necessarily tied to a long-term stay.
Right. Well, I get the vacation rentals left out a whole lot of, wiggle room for folks. Does transient lodging, I thought in my head short-term rental was the umbrella term that covered vacation, all of it, boarding houses, halfway houses, everything that you could come up with, and, do we want to cover more? We just want to. Transient lodging, does it cover everything that we need? I know we said we want it except for split pads. I get that. But is this an umbrella?
I'm sorry. It'll cover things like Airbnbs and other type of rentals direct, other than through some type of organization where people can rent their houses directly for a day or 2 days or a week. But it would not cover things that are more comprehensive. Say, for example, someone is signed up with some vacation type business where they're using some national company to market their property.
Okay.
Those necessarily would not be covered.
I get that. But, just so there's no mention of Airbnbs in here that I saw. So we don't want to mention any of those specifics, halfway house, rehab house, nothing like this.
Well,
right?
when we get into those, you already have legislation that deal, or ordinances that deal with halfway houses and group homes and those type things. So we don't want to blur the line and include too many other terms. We want to define and keep it limited. That way you can target the type of housing that you want to address. If you make it too broad, then it dilutes it.
Okay.
And
I got you.
you start having some gray areas.
Does transient lodging include Airbnbs?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, I guess it's better than what we got.
So, can we get the legislation?
Councilmember McKenzie?
Can we get the legislation drafted? I think split pads has been a very serious concern for myself and my colleagues specifically. So I definitely want us to get on that and make sure that there is something on the next agenda to address those items.
That is something that we have discussed internally, but like I said, because of all of the legal challenges, it's been problematic. But we're trying to address those to where you won't face those same things that some of our other clients are facing right now.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Councilmember Gay?
Aye.
Thank you. So that is unanimous.
Item 10F, consideration of an action on request to approve an ordinance amending Chapter 8, Health and Sanitation related to litter control and dumpster enclosures. This item is sponsored by Mayor Pro Tem Joe Carn.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Item 10G, consideration of action on a request to approve an ordinance adopting a vacant buildings registration and maintenance program. This item is sponsored by Mayor Pro Tem Joe Carn.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Councilmember Gay, you were in favor?
Motion, second.
You were in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That is unanimous. I didn't quite
No
hear you.
worries.
Thank you.
Item 10H, consideration of an action on a request to approve an ordinance establishing destination marketing organization DMO standards and accountability requirements. This item is co-sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie and Councilman Roderick Gay.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion?
Uh,
Councilmember Carn?
no discussion on this one.
Okay.
This is 10H.
H. Moving to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, so Councilmembers McKenzie, Carn, and Gay are in favor. Councilmember Arnold is opposed. The motion passes.
Item 10I, consideration of an action on a request to approve resolution establishing policy guidance for destination marketing organization, DMO funding, oversight, and tourism promotion funds. This item is co-sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie and Councilman Roderick Gay.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Abstain.
All righty. So with the abstention, that is a pass on this motion. With Councilmembers McKenzie and Gay in favor, Councilmember Arnold opposed, and Councilmember Carn abstaining.
Item 10J, consideration of an action or request to approve the most responsive and responsible bidder, Pinnacle Maintenance LLC, in the amount of $465,750 for the RFP 26-51 GICC landscape installation. This is a budgeted item. GL account 275-4975-526300, tourist product development, fiscal year 26-27. This item is sponsored by Mayor Pro Tem Joe Karn. This-
Sir, I'm sorry. I apologize, Madam Clerk.
This item will service Ward 2.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Councilmember Gay?
I'd like to recuse myself from this vote.
All right. For what reason?
There are no reasons.
Okay. You're recusing yourself, but there's no reason?
Okay, I'll change that request.
Okay. All right. So, any discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Abstention.
All right. So council members McKenzie, Carn, and Arnold vote in favor. Councilmember Gay abstained, and the motion passes.
Agenda item 10K, consideration of an action or request to approve the First Amendment for Ward 1 Project Manager Services in the amount of 12 equal monthly installments of $5,000 each. This is a budgeted item. GL account number Community Enhancement 100-1100-547181, fiscal year 26-27. This item is sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie. This item will service Ward 1.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Agenda item 10L, consideration of an action or request to approve a professional services agreement with Civic Point Engagement Group LLC for Ward 1 Community Engagement and Outreach Services with compensation in monthly installments of $5,000. This is a budgeted item. GL account Community Enhancement, non-capital, 100-1100-52-7281, fiscal year 26-27. This item is sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie. This item will service Ward 1.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Okay, agenda item 10M
It's removed.
has been removed. N, consideration of an action or request to approve the First Amendment to the agreement with Canoom Construction LLC to expand the scope of professional project and program management services. There is no funding associated with this item. This item is being sponsored by Councilman Roderick Gay.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion?
Yes.
All right. Councilmember Arnold and Councilmember Carn.
We just received this contract this afternoon, and I haven't had the opportunity. The first contract, of course, had several mistakes in it, several challenges with it, and we got a rewrite at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I haven't had the opportunity to read through it, and I would like to have the opportunity to read through it before I vote on it.
Councilmember Carn?
I hadn't had a chance to look at the new thing, but the scope was a little too big. It was a citywide situation, and it looked like it was just overlapping and eliminating other service contracts that we had in the city. So I didn't want to see that happen. But at the end of the day, now, if it's something that a council member wants to do in their ward and have these services in their area, I mean, that's fine, well and good, but I didn't get a chance to read the new thing. But like I said, generally, I don't have an issue if you want to do something in your area, but citywide and putting that on everybody, that may not be our particular preference in terms of type of services we may be looking for in a particular ward. So I didn't want it to be overlapping into all of the wards, but if it's something that you just wanna do in Ward 4, so, you know, that's fine with me.
Mayor, I'd like to change my motion.
Okay, Councilmember?
I would like to make a motion that we approve, agreement with Canoe Construction for, services in Ward 4, not to exceed, $100,000. And that's a budgeted item.
From where?
It'll come from, the TPD. It was voted on.
Well,
Councilmember Carn?
I think.
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay, so you've withdrawn your first motion. Your motion now is that, to approve a contract with Canoe Construction for $100,000 for services in Ward 4, with the source being TPD funds. Is that correct, sir?
Correct.
Is there a second?
I
I
will
got some
second.
discussion.
Wait, hold on. Is
We
there a
got- I'll
second?
second it.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Councilmember Carn did, and then I'll come to you. Okay?
The only issue with that is that there's some of these many services that are required in whatever ward it is that are not TPD qualified services. So the scope of these services go beyond the TPD classifications, so it may be something that's not TPD approved. If you want to approve it, you know, with the $25,000, or, you know, that's going to be your enhancement funds, if you want to, something you're doing in your ward. If you go up to $100,000, I mean, it's fine, it's up to you, but some of this stuff isn't TPD. If it is TPD, then it needs to come back around to us and be put on the TPD spend. I believe that's the proper way to do it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but.
No, I agree with you.
Councilmember Gay?
I actually agree with you. It's just that we had previously voted on a TPD project with,
Can you make sure you're in your microphone? Thank you.
we had previously voted on a project for, TSW, and we're no longer using them, and that budget remained. We voted for a design bill for the one of the projects at the Botanical Garden, and so we no longer using them. I never was trying to do a citywide. That's just how it was written.
Okay.
That was never my intent.
Understood. No, I don't have any issue with that. So if it's a TPD qualified situation that comes up, you know, otherwise, the regular maintenance stuff, all this stuff, sidewalks, this, that, and the other different stuff, it's a lot of different stuff in here that's not TPD. Some of it is, but we just want to make sure.
No, I agree with you
know,
100%.
okay. So you got a TPD pot of money you got to spend.
Yes.
And then what's not TPD, you spend it out of community enhancement.
Correct.
You just kind of add that to the
But
motion that way.
I wasn't even trying to do a motion to allow this contractor to do anything other but just that project. It was just the way it was written.
So, Madam Mayor, just for
Councilmember
a
Arnold?
point of clarification, so basically what you're saying is TSW was going to do the work. They're no longer going to do the work, and you want to replace the original company with Canoe Construction. Okay, then that's what the record should show.
Well, why don't we just bring a contract, like, just bring that contract, the TSW
Well,
contract?
I would like to make the motion that Canoe Construction be allowed to perform this task under the TPD allowance.
I can barely hear you, so I'm sure our folks at home can't hear you. So could you speak up?
I'm
Thank
saying
you.
I had already made a motion. I didn't want to change my motion.
Okay, all right.
The
So
clerk can read it.
The motion on the floor is, Madam Clerk?
The motion, Councilman Gay made the motion to,
I'm sorry, everyone's speaking really low tonight.
sorry, Councilman Gay made the motion to move forward with the contract, the proposed contract in Ward 4, and not to exceed $100,000 of TPD funds
With Canoe Construction.
with Canoe Construction.
Well, I think,
Councilmember Carn?
I got a suggestion. I think, and you tell me it's your motion, but I think with this contract here, we want Canoe to perform the same TPD approved services contract that TSW formerly had.
Then you make the motion.
That's,
Wait a minute, hold on, wait, hold on.
Right.
Hold on, everybody, hold on, let's focus. Because then,
This is,
I mean,
null and
why
void.
not,
we'll get you there. I
the
got
the
I get what
council,
you're
wait,
saying.
hold
I
on,
get what you're saying.
Councilmember. This tends to happen quite a bit, where the council approves contracts, and then for some reason or another, then the termination doesn't come from the council. So there's not a recognized understanding that there isn't this other contract out there. So, Councilmember, would it make sense to amend the motion to terminate the contract with, what is it, TSW?
Yes.
And then, and engage Canoom for those services?
That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
So, just wanted to make sure, so we're saying that this piece of paper here, along with the previous, is null and void. We are not considering this at all. We're just going to replace the contractual agreement of TSW with Canoe.
That's correct.
Okay.
And
But
they-
hold
and-
on, but wait, but we have but there's one wrinkle in this, is that the city is saying, we want to do this. Canoom has not seen this contract. And
Yep.
so,
But
does it make
he
sense?
doesn't have to enter into it if he doesn't want to. We're giving the legal authorization tonight. It's up to him to enter into it.
I think.
All right, Councilmember Carn?
Yeah, I get what you're doing. It's kind of like a piggyback in one way, but essentially, okay, so we'll motion to cancel the TSW contract that they weren't able to perform for whatever reason or another. There's money left over from that contract, which was TPD funded. You want to take that contract and assign it to Canoon to perform the same TPD-approved services contract, that same contract, essentially, and TSW will handle that, and it will be basically the identical contract. Canoon will handle it instead of TSW, and it's a take it or leave it. To the mayor's question, what if Canoon doesn't want it? Well, they're gonna take it or leave it as is, that way nothing changes and the funding pot doesn't change.
That's right.
Okay.
So the motion will be amended, motion to terminate the TSW contract for design build and to replace it with Canoe Construction for the same scope of work of a TPD-related project.
All right.
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any further discussion?
Legally, we're good legally?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure we're good legally.
Yeah, we're fine.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Agenda item 10O was removed. Next item that was moved to regular business is the board appointment for Ward 2 Board of Zoning Appeals.
Looks like I'm gonna have to, yeah, didn't hear back, but, unless, you know, yeah, we'd have to wait on that one.
Okay, all right.
Well, let me ask you this, city manager. I do have a name I want to nominate. They think they're gonna be able to do it, but they have to check with their manager on something. Can I nominate someone, get the approval pending on if they're gonna be able to do it? That way I don't have to wait till August. I don't want them to miss the meetings. And if they can't do it, then we're still to the good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm confident that if you nominate someone and if they later decide they don't want to do it, you just have to reappoint someone else.
I just didn't want to leave that in the lurch, but, second.
Councilmember, do you want to wait until the very end of the meeting?
I think, yeah, let me, yeah. if we
Okay.
can, I think that'll be a good idea. Thank you,
Okay.
Mayor.
Next is item 9I. Consideration of an action to approve a professional services agreement with Global Source Investments Realty LLC for community economic development services with a monthly compensation amount of $7,500. This is a budgeted item, GL accounts, citywide events, 100, 1152, 6193, fiscal year 25 to 26. This item is sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie. This item will service all wards.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of a second.
Hold on. She was about to speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, there was
You
gonna
want
be
me to
some
adjust the motion to
Right, I was
Ward
gonna
1?
say it needed-
Okay,
right.
so the motion is that this service would be for Ward 1.
The GO is also need to be changed to Ward 1, because it's not citywide.
So are we talking about Ward 1 community enhancement?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, non-capital?
That was community enhancement.
Yeah, but,
Non-cap.
We'd have to, this is from the 2025-26 budget. That's why we were doing citywide events, because this was gonna serve the entire city. So,
But it's been moved now to Ward 1 only. So is that coming out of the mayor mentioned community enhancement?
yeah, we'd have to, look at that budget. I mean, it's not available in the 25-26 budget, so.
Can you just move it to next month? The budget starts next month.
Yeah, but I have other things budgeted for 26,
Oh.
27. Okay, so this was gonna be to use the funds that we still had left in the citywide event, because it was going to be, something that would be services that were offered throughout the city. But if I'm gonna just do, I mean, I can do Ward 1, but we'd have to find another, pot to take it from, because we don't have it.
Well, if we don't have the funding source, then it don't have the strength to continue unless you have the funding source.
No, the funding source, the
Okay.
only place the funding was this year's budget, because we are at the end of the year, and there were the funds in that budget to take care of this contract.
And so your colleagues, you all saying
So if
that
they don't
this is
want-
not a
so if there's-
citywide.
I mean, if you all don't want it to be citywide.
I didn't
then
even,
just-
I didn't even, I thought it was coming out of community enhancement. Remember I asked you 3 times? I thought it was your community enhancement.
Mine? No, I did too.
I asked 3 times.
No, originally it
And you
was.
said yes, and that's what I thought it was. That's
No,
what
it's
I-
coming out of citywide events.
I never knew about that part.
Yes, sir. And Councilwoman number 3 said, Councilwoman number 1, these things need to be discussed with all council.
Because it
You
was
agree, let this
citywide.
come out of council number 1. So we were looking for a funding source for council number 1, and she said currently she don't have it.
So can
Because
we
she's
circle
got
back
some
on
money
this
already
once?
allocated in 26, 27.
This is, yeah, it's not in my 2020s.
Right.
But this is the last meeting to spend the monies that are left in 25, 26. So really wanted to do a transfer, a budget transfer from that account. I guess if that's possible, because those funds are not going to be used.
You mean from citywide events to your community enhancement?
Yes.
And you guys would have to determine that.
So basically, there's still funds available in the citywide
citywide
events. If we don't
events.
spend them today, they're gone. So if my colleagues are, but again, I wanted this service to be offered to the whole entire city. But if my colleagues would be amenable to let those funds be transferred into my community enhancement for Ward 1, if you don't want that service, then I can understand.
Councilmember Carn?
Well, I understand we got a little bit left
Yeah.
here.
Let me
Sorry,
Wait, hold
go
on.
ahead.
Councilmember Carn, go right ahead,
No,
and
I'm-
then Councilmember Carn, and then Mr. Hicks.
Well, I think I'm okay with it, and if we're gonna spend it, that's something I'd like to utilize in my ward
Then
as
you
well.
can have it Ward 1 and 2.
If, let me know, if no one else wants it, but I wanted to hear from Mike if he had
Yeah, so
something.
let me refer to the finance director, on, Cynthia, didn't mean to cut you off guard, but whether funds can be transferred from citywide events over to community enhancement.
Thought we couldn't do department to department.
That's not true. We've done that, we do that all the time.
The finance director, she's always
That's not
done
true.
Why can't we find a lot of money when the new fiscal budget starts? It's gonna be flush with cash in all other departments. They can just a month
Well,
away.
I guess the
Ms.
issue.
Hammond?
Okay.
I don't recommend that.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Madam
Well,
Clerk, we've got a motion and a second, correct?
I think we're still in discussion.
I'm-
Yeah, we got Madam Mayor, I did not catch a
understand that.
second.
I'm trying to make sure that we're good. Let me
I
just,
didn't make a second. We just started talking. No, I made a second.
let me just, Madam Clerk, where are we?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I have the, Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie made a motion which died for a lack
Oh,
of a
that's
second.
right. It did die for a lack of a second.
No, it didn't.
She
because
made an
Councilman Gay
adjustment,
sec-
right, she had made an adjustment to her motion.
Which was that it be Ward 1.
Ward 1.
Right, and Ward 1,
Ward
right,
1,
one and Ward 1,
community
right.
enhancement funding?
And I vote for that.
But we had to
Okay,
transfer
but
the
hold on.
money.
Hold on. So that's the motion. Who seconded? Is there a second on that?
Okay, what was the motion? Sorry.
There wa-
Approval of Global Source Investments Realty for community economic development services with a monthly compensation amount of $7,500. I believe that's a total of $90,000 for the year, coming out of Ward 1 Community Enhancement.
What, is there any reason why that can't be out of citywide?
Ms. Hammond just said she did not recommend it.
Well, I didn't mean transferring, but if there's no funding left in that pot of money,
Right, so,
but it can't be citywide unless everybody, it's
yes,
citywide.
sir, let's everybody agree.
Well, could it
Wait,
be
hold
multi-
on, hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
I'll get, well, I'm still, I'm
No, I-
trying to get understanding from the city manager here.
I understand, but I
Well,
need to be
I
able
was
to
in-
run the, I'm sorry, hold on, please. What I'm trying to do is, we had the motion for the Ward 1 Community Enhancement. Is there a second on that, Madam Clerk? Madam
I'll
Clerk,
make a
is,
second
Madam
for
Clerk, is there a,
discussion,
oh, please, just give me a moment. Is there a second on that already, Madam Clerk?
No, Madam Mayor.
All right. Is there a second on that?
I'll make a second for discussion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. There's always discussion. Go right ahead.
Okay, so there's no money in that pot of, in.
I don't have it in
Ward
my-
1. Got it. Okay, so for it to be a citywide, it would have to be citywide. And we don't, obviously, the whole city doesn't want it, so it's not citywide. Is that kind of where we are?
It's not that
Councilmember Gay?
It's not that I don't want it, but I've gotten text upon text upon text, that I have relatives
Okay.
that are saying to me that they feel slighted, that they too should have an opportunity to look at offering that service. So then I'm just saying, I thought it was just a Ward 1 community enhancement until you just clarified.
Well,
That's
I
my
was willing
issue.
to let it be.
Councilmember
Ward-
McKenzie?
I
If
was
y'all
wi-
would
I was willing
make
to
sure
let
that
it
you're ready
be
to, just let
Ward-
me know where you're ready to talk. But
I
go
was
ahead,
willing to
Councilmember.
let it be Ward 1, but we just don't have the funding to pay for it. So then Councilman Carn mentioned that he was interested in joining Ward 2 to it.
Has he
But,
spent all his
Hold
money?
on, hold on. Can you?
no,
just
it
give
was,
her a
still- I mean, if citywide funds could have been used, I think both of us have spent our money. So it's, I mean, that's fine.
Well, I got
Councilmember Carn?
I have another suggestion. Would the mayor, would you be amenable to it coming out of your funds?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out a way, it sounds like a service, that sounds pretty good, and, it looks like it directly benefits residents, so. City manager, I understand Ms. Hammond's not recommending it. Is there a particular reason, or is it just, because we've done transfers from one area,
Right.
one pot of money to another before?
Well, Ms. Hammond is our finance expert. And if Ms. Hammond said it's not recommended to transfer funds from one account to another, if it was within the budget and you wanted to move some money, that would have been possible. But if the finance director does not recommend it, I'm gonna have to stand behind my staff and stand behind what Cynthia said already.
Okay, understood, I respect that. All right,
Any further discussion?
any other suggestions, anybody?
Hearing none, we'll move to a vote.
Uh,
All those in,
No, there was.
Councilmember Arnold?
I had a question, which
All right.
was, the same question that Councilman Gay had, but just different. Since this is an initiative that the two of you all want, do you want to split the cost out of your upcoming award initiative money?
Well, there have been numerous citywide events that we have approved as a citywide event, and I haven't utilized a dime of that particular thing.
I haven't
You know,
either.
I mean-
So,
I get
but
you.
that's
There's
not the
plenty,
point.
you
I'm
know.
just
Yeah.
asking, right? Like, and I shared, what my thoughts were, my current concerns were. I thought that this was going to be a Ward 1 initiative, right? I did not realize that the funding was not there.
Yeah, and I do want to say,
Councilmember McKenzie?
in terms of, I'm seeing a text right now from a realtor. No one has approached me who's a realtor or broker with wanting to do this project, but Tarshima did approach me, and she put together a presentation. I think the service is very good for the city. So, it was not just publicly, it was not meant to slight any particular broker. It was because of the fact that this was a broker, a realtor, a realist that came and said they'd like to have the program, which is what I would give the opportunity to anyone who wanted to do something for the city and was willing to present themselves and put together a package such as what was presented to us today. However, I saw how the entire city would benefit, and I do understand that even, I think, the text that I have says even RFP. So maybe this is something that we put an RFP out for, and we all let it go through the process, and then we know as a city that we've given the opportunity to other persons in the city as well to put in. So I realize this motion's not going to pass, so I'm going to withdraw the motion at this time.
Okay.
And we will just move forward at another meeting to put an RFP out. So if anything, I'd like to, I don't know if I need to do a motion to have an RFP, Mr. Hicks, put out for this particular type of service, and allow realtors throughout the city to have that opportunity, if it's going to be citywide. I mean, I may do something on my own, but I have to look at my budget for 26, 27. But at this point, I think that's a good idea.
Now, Madam,
Councilmember Gay?
Councilmember, I think that was wise. Now, the final question is still, where would the funding come from for the RFP? If you do it on the RFP, how would it still be funded?
Well, that's the point now. It would have to come, I'm talking about citywide now. So the funding would have to come from our citywide account for 26, 27.
But we still have to vote on that,
Well,
right?
if the RFP is gonna be done, that won't happen right now. That's gonna take at least
Right.
into the next fiscal year.
Exactly.
It may be an opportunity to look at other sources of funding, like in the new budget, like economic development. I mean, I don't know. Huh?
I think there's an opportunity for the Economic Development Department to be a partner in this, instead of having something from sort of a top-down approach. That I think there's an opportunity for economic development to say, where are the gaps? Where are we missing things? So that we can properly tailor something to ensure that it meets the needs of the city.
Could all four of us agree to use our community enhancement in the next fiscal budget and make this a citywide initiative, and we select?
And then we do an
right person?
RFP?
Yeah,
Well,
all four of us?
Well, the better idea is to.
Well,
make
all
it a-
five of us.
Wait, hold on. A lot of talking at once. Councilmember Carn?
Well, the better idea is to appropriate it in the 26, 27 citywide events.
Well,
But
I don't think it should be a citywide event. I got over
Okay.
$300,000 of citywide
All right,
events.
all
I
right,
gotta
wait,
find
okay,
funding
hold
for
on,
it.
again,
That being
we're
the
going back
case-
and forth, we're going back and forth, and
Well,
I think.
with that
wait,
being the case,
Councilmember, hold on one second. I think that this is probably a discussion best had offline, because we may not be able to sort it all out tonight. And it sounds like there's additional discussions to be had about it, but there is not a motion on the floor. It's been withdrawn. So let's continue in the agenda, so we can keep on moving on the business and iron out some of this stuff.
I was asking Mayor, presiding officer, excuse me,
Mayor,
if we had, you are the presiding officer as well, so.
And I am elected mayor,
I'm referring to
and
you
I
as presiding
appreciate it.
officer because you're presiding. So, I just wanted to find out from Mr. Hicks, do we need to make a motion for an RFP, to be done on this, or is this something that we can just talk to, with the city manager's office can do that?
Well, since it was your item, I would recommend that you make a motion that it goes out to an RFP so that we can get a conglomerate of different people who might want this service. We'll bring it back, and then you all decide where the funding's coming from. I certainly like the idea, Councilman Gay, of everybody splitting it and paying for it, but that is totally up to you guys. But the RFP would allow anyone who has these services to bid on this particular project. So I would recommend the RFP.
can we consult with staff first? Can we consult with our economic
I
development team?
have, economic development works for me, I have.
Okay, so this is something they need,
I've talked to my team.
and they've said this is something they need.
This is something that can work in conjunction with.
Point of order, we
wait,
have a
hold-
parliamentarian, and we are out of order at this point in this meeting.
What's your point of order?
The point of order is that the mayor is invoking herself into this discussion, and that is a violation of 2024-01.
Your point of order is not well received, as there is not a pending motion on the floor.
There is a motion.
There-
I have
there is not.
put out a
Councilmember, you asked about putting out a motion, you've not made one yet, and so, Mr. Hicks, I would ask that we just make sure that we incorporate staff in this, and make sure that this is something that they're on board with. But, Councilmember Carr?
Okay, so I would like to discuss this then, since we have no motion, I think I should have the opportunity to speak.
Councilmember McKenzie?
So basically, back to you, Mr. Hicks, one of the reasons why we bring on contractors and professional service agreements in the city is because there are additional needs that go beyond what our staff ability is to do. And so this was not meant to circumvent staff or to take on a role of staff. It was to be an addition to what our staff are already doing. So just in terms of, speaking in terms of what the city manager is saying, it was not to circumvent. There are needs that go beyond what our staff can do. Perfect example is, and I want to thank my colleagues for approving the project manager services. I have a project manager because I have several projects that go beyond what staff is able to do. So you bring an independent contractor to be the glue or the thread to make sure that those projects are completed in a timely fashion. And one of those is my visitor center museum, which has been a project that has been very difficult to move forward. And if I had not had my project manager working alongside of staff and our contractors who were actually doing the building and the renovation, that project would probably not be completed till 2028. So that's just an example of how we work together to get things done.
Councilmember Carn?
last thing I'll just say, city manager, traditionally, anything that the governing body sees a need for is going to need some input from that particular department in some way anyhow, as just cohesiveness, so at the end of the day, we're all kind of working together on stuff anyway towards the same goal. This is geared towards economic development, so, but city manager, you balance those relationships and see, how much of staff and the other folks doing their thing and we get the best outcome for the project, I guess, overall, which is what we want ultimately for all of our projects. So,
All right. Moving forward.
Next item is 9K. Consideration of an action on a request to approve the distribution of funds from the mayoral community enhancement account as agreed upon by the mayor in the amount of $250,407 to the Public Works to fund the purchase of a mobile water trailer, 3 two-wheel drive Chevrolet Silverado crew cab trucks, 2 Chevrolet Silverado four-wheel drive crew cab trucks, 1 Hyundai lift truck. This agenda item is being requested by Public Works Director Brian Anderson. This is a budgeted item. Fiscal year 25 to 26, GL account number 113,547,185. This item will support all wards, and this item is also sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion?
Yes, this.
Councilmember McKenzie?
This was moved from the consent agenda to the regular session because we have to have a sponsor. And as it was written on the consent agenda, there was not a council sponsor. Anything that is put on any funding, community enhancement, whether it be $200 to $200,000, that's mayoral enhancement, must be sponsored. So I didn't want us to lose it, and I saw how important this was, that we get these vehicles this year. And so that is why I'm sponsoring it, because I know we need it. And we still have about probably $400,000 or more of mayoral enhancement monies that have not been spent. And I think that I know that it's imperative that we use these dollars for the benefit of our city, our departments. There are so many needs. And we're going into 25, 26, 27, and our budget is different, but we had the ability to do things in this year. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to make sure this got done.
Councilmember Carn?
Brian, there is one thing, I know this is like, what do they call that in the bar, last call? There is one thing I think citywide that we definitely need that I didn't think was in the budget, and that would be that hot box and the other piece that goes with it. I mean, that's only $150 now. That is a lifesaver in terms of those potholes, and being able to fill those things on the spot without having to wait on a contractor that's gonna be twice as much to get that same job done. Now, you know, I've lived in this city a long time, and I've hit some doozy potholes. So I think that's something that's universal, whether you're Democrat, Republican, liberal, or whatever have you. I think everybody's anti-potholes now. And that's one I know we need, and it's a very big expense, and then it's seasonal. But if we've got the box and the deal, it was only about, what was it, $150?
Yeah, at the time, it was, I think, quoted at $150,000 at the time that we got it.
Well, it's just a
Can we add
suggestion.
that on?
Well, I would ask the mayor if there's some interest, citywide there. I mean, we all have differences. We may not like this on this project or that on that project, but I think everybody universally wants to eliminate potholes. I mean, he's not a pro-pothole candidate out here, is it? So that might be, won't spend all of the money, but I think it'd be a good spend.
I want to read, go ahead, Councilman.
Mr. Hicks?
Madam Mayor, so when we get past this, I failed to mention that there were some other needs from our public safety team. At the fire department, Chief Jones had mentioned that they needed to do some desperate renovations around the kitchen and bunk area. which it did not have the funding to do, and I forgot to bring that to your attention for Chief Jones.
Chief Jones brought that to my attention, and I was fully supportive of that.
Okay.
So is there a reason why it didn't make it on the agenda?
Just, Chief, all you want on that one, Chief? I just didn't get any
I think it's
clarification from
imperative
there.
that our community enhancement funds actually go into things that people can see.
Yeah.
And that they can actually appreciate where these funds are going. And so I've said that to Mr. Anderson, I've said it to Chief Jones, I've said it to RPD. I think it's imperative that the community enhancement funds are things that people can touch, feel, see, and understand these investments. And so the last I heard that project was out for bid. So
Just come back. Yeah, soon, bro.
And then the other piece.
wait, hold on. Let me get Chief Jones to.
Yeah, I apologize. It was just the timing. By the time we had it out, by the time we got the bids back and looked at the most responsive bidder, it was the timing, and I was trying not to jam Mr. Hickson to kind of make it, because it was just, we had the last meeting to put everything on the agenda, and I think I just didn't have everything at that time. So you and I spoke about it, and it was like, if we could do it, yes, it'd be great. But it was like, how do you pull it off based on our timetable when we weren't going to have another meeting? And it'd be great if we could do it. It really would be a good motivation thing, a morale thing, a quality of life thing as well. So it'd be great if you could do it. And I have that information and things ready right now if you want it.
Chief, how much would need to be encumbered?
I can pull it off. It'd be less than 75, I believe.
Okay.
Between 68 and 75.
68 to 75.
Okay.
And we would still have to buy the appliances, so there will be some additional on top of that. We just did a contractor to kind of do the work, like the demo and actually do the work, but the appliances, because we're looking at trying to do a price differential, we can get it cheaper being a city contractor versus that, so that was just gonna be some additional. So I could get you a solid number within the hour, if that's your preference.
Okay.
There you go.
Councilmember Carn, Mr. Hicks, Councilmember Arnold.
Well,
And then Mackenzie.
I think maybe we could I'll make a suggestion that we handle this, well, we can make a motion to allocate current 26 funding towards these items, and put them on the August agenda for approval, but we earmark the funding tonight for those two
Can that be done?
projects.
Didn't I just say that? That was
Well,
encumber the funds?
I'm right on the page with you, Mayor.
Okay.
I'm on the same page with you.
So, if I may.
Mr. Hicks?
So, please forgive me for kind of hijacking Brian's proposal, because we wanted to get through getting the trucks approved. But while we're talking about your community enhancement, and thank you, Councilwoman McKenzie, for sponsoring that. So I asked if you don't mind, sponsor the other when we get ready to put it on the
Yeah.
agenda. Let me finish.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to hijack the meeting, Madam Mayor, so we could kind of get through Brian, and then we kind of steward a little bit on public safety, because our police department had also approached me about some additional support.
Okay.
When I said
Councilmember
public safety,
Arnold.
I was talking about public
And
safety.
then I
as a
want to
whole.
speak.
So, I wanted to ask, I understand that, Mr. Hicks, that you're saying that there are some funds left, in the mayoral, initiative, budget. And maybe this is a question for the finance director, but I thought that we had to have a PO or a quote or something in order to encumber the funds. Is that or is that not accurate?
Well, I think,
Exactly.
So then, then we are kind of missing an opportunity, because I hear that, we talked about earlier that we have streets that we want to get paved, we got potholes that need to be filled. There isn't quite enough money right now inside of the funding that we're going to receive from LMIG and LRA to get some of these things done. Is there an opportunity for us to, as the mayor said, we should be able to see and feel how our tax dollars are going to work for us, where we can encumber some of these funds to get some of these streets paved and get the potholes filled?
So, Finance Director, did you hear that request from back there? Could you come up, please? think they were asking if we could encumber the mayor's fund and some LIG funds to get some things done around the city. Did I ask that correctly?
If there are any capital funds that are left, can some of those be encumbered for us to get streets paved, potholes filled? Because I think we all have some streets in our areas that need to be addressed.
Are we talking about encumbering prior
Yes.
to June 30th?
Yes,
From
ma'am.
26 funds.
As long as we get the PO in, it can be.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cynthia.
Okay, so
Councilmember McKenzie?
I wanted to get back to, I know we're going to move forward with what you need, Mr. Anderson.
Okay.
And City Manager Hicks, I'm being mindful. The question is, so do we need to make a motion? I guess we'll just handle this one, but do we need to make a motion to move forward with Chief Sterling? Because Chief Jones had mentioned the items in the fire department to myself as well. And the
Hold
hot
on, hold on,
boxes.
wait, wait, wait.
All of these
We're
things
kind of
had-
running, wait,
I'm-
Councilmember, I know you have the floor, but I just want to, I think Chief Jones has additional information, but I want to see, to Mr. Hicks's point, let's see if we can finish up the conversation about the trucks. And
Yeah, I
then-
just want to know that we can make a motion when we finish this one. That's all. That was while we were still in the discussion.
So, okay,
Okay, we can. Okay, all right.
Question about the truck.
all right.
Okay.
Councilmember Gay has a question about the trucks.
You don't have to come down. I had a question about the truck. I was curious, you buying a water truck, from what the water truck is for? And what kind of water truck? I guess I should have looked, but then I wanted to know, are you taking any trucks out of service too, since you're bringing in these new trucks that you didn't know you were gonna get until the other day?
Mr. Anderson, can you just give a rundown of what's in that 250?
Yes, so what we're getting 3 crew cabs, 4x2s, we're getting 2 4x4s. We're getting a forklift, and we're getting a 500-gallon water trailer. We're getting a trailer, water, it's 500 gallons. We're gonna use that to do all the watering throughout the city, all the flowering, all the different waters we have, and that would allow us to be more efficient with our watering.
And are you taking anything out of service with these new?
I have to look and see where we at once the trucks come available. I don't anticipate taking anything out of service right now.
And which departments will these go to?
It's going to go to building and grounds and parks and the ward ambassadors.
The ward ambassadors.
Building and grounds.
Yes.
Building and grounds,
The
parks, and ward
ambassadors.
ambassadors.
Building and grounds is getting ready to get 3 trucks.
No.
3 two-wheel drive Chevy Silverado crew cab trucks.
No, building and grounds is getting 1 truck. Parks is receiving 2 trucks, and then 2 of the trucks are going to be used for the ward ambassadors. And we're also going to use those trucks to also assist in the watering with the 500-gallon trailer that we're getting. It's going to be a water trailer that you can use to water throughout the city. That was the purpose of having that.
Mr. Anderson, can you talk a little bit about how what these trucks will do in your department? I mean, you've said what they're, like, how will it help?
It'll make us more efficient in this way, because what happened, there was a point we had to stop the hiring process. We didn't have enough room to put staff into vehicles. This will allow us to be more robust, and now that we have the park attendants here, the seasonal, now we have more room to do more. And now that the sanitation ambassadors, they're going to segue into being ward ambassadors. So now they'll be more efficient. They can do more throughout all 4 wards, and they'll help out with other duties as assigned, because we wrote the job description to fit as such. So that's going to allow us to be more efficient, give us the room that we need, especially in the winter months.
Thank you, sir.
And we needed
Councilmember McKenzie?
we needed the water truck. I used my community enhancement funds to purchase what they're using right now, what they're putting on their back and watering the flowers on Main Street. So I'm really glad about that, that we really needed that. And that is really a savings to the city because I don't know if anybody remembers during the budget time, Ginger had mentioned that there was an organization, I think they wanted like $7,000 a month to water our flowers for us.
Because currently we only have a 50-gallon water tank, and right now we like filling the tank up sometimes 7-8 times a day.
And you're riding 4 or 5 people.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. So this, you're going back and forth.
Yes, it gives us more room for more people in the trucks to be more
Right.
efficient. So when things are needed, I don't have to scramble.
Also,
Councilmember Carr?
last thing, I think it's important, City Manager, that you get with staff and bring us back a comprehensive watering schedule. We got a lot of pockets that sometimes may be missed, so we want a schedule that makes it.
That's something I'm currently working on too as well. And I got a schedule I'm going to be putting out pretty soon where it'll be all my divisions. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm working on it as we speak. So you will have that sooner than later, Mayor Pro Tem.
My man.
Everyone will have it, yes.
All right.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
I'd like to make a motion at this time that we, with Chief Sterling's, the items that you are in need of, I'm gonna let you name them so I don't mess them up. And
public safety.
And Public
police.
Works.
Wait a minute, hold on,
Oh, we're
hold
gonna
on,
do one
wait. The only person I've talked to about moving forward, I mean, I've said to PD that do we have definitive amounts? Because the bid came in on this. And so I believe Chief Jones is going to tell us what the number is that he needs encumbered in order to make that project happen. But are we just gonna be grabbing out of thin air from there moving forward?
No, we're not, and
Okay.
unfortunately, Chief McQuarrie's not here, so, Major, we'll get with the chief and the top brass and get you the number, Madam Mayor.
Mike,
Okay.
there was a quote on the hot box.
All right.
I think
But-
you had a quote on that.
Okay, we're
So
still doing
Chief
the
Jones-
motion. We're still in the motion, so the motion is to.
Do you wanna get the
approve-
information from Chief Jones?
That's what we're willing Chief
Yeah.
Jones to tell us. What-
Yeah. Go ahead, Chief.
Okay. Well, I looked at the latest bid. The bid for just the demolition and the installation piece was a little north of $37,000. Now, that was not including the price of the appliances, because when I looked at the overall bid, with initial submission, we thought that we can get the appliances cheaper, will be in tax-free and all that like. So I asked the contractor to remove that piece out. So I don't have the cost of the appliances yet. So I would imagine, if it's possible, to have that piece awarded for that bid for the demolition and construction installation, and then have a separate for the actually buying the appliances. And that will be no more than 75 or 80,000. That will cover me over, no more than that, I think will be able to give me everything I need, if that's sufficient, if that's
So-
acceptable.
So how about a motion to allocate $70,000 to your department for those items?
How about 75?
75 or 80 is what he said.
80 would get me nice.
Okay.
Yes.
A motion for $80,000 for the purchase, up to
Up to 80.
$80,000.
And I'll cap it at 80, and that's to be, anything more than that will be outside the scope of the project. Will
Okay.
be no more than 80, if that's acceptable.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
That right now, that 80 just be encumbered, and we come back in August to actually, even if it's a retroactive approval.
Sure.
That, to get the precise amount.
Okay.
And subject to the availability of the mayoral community enhancement fund.
Yeah, I would have everything, but, so would this project be part of this year, saying the project would be next year's budget? Or would we
No,
need to wait on the
we'll
project?
encumber it, we'll
Calculate.
encumber the funding this for 26.
Okay.
And we'll bring it to us in 27 to give you the green light.
If I heard the finance director correctly, she said in order for us to encumber funds to be spent in 26, 27, POs must be produced before June 30th of this fiscal year. There is no August meeting. And this is the concern that I have, and it's my hope and prayer that in the upcoming year, when we look at community enhancements, specifically the mayoral community enhancements, that there will be more communication between the mayor and the council members, because these are items that we're here talking at the last minute, trying to spend $400,000.
No,
And to me, fiscal responsibility and accountability would be that this would have been on the agenda, that these items, but the mayor could not do this without communicating with a council member. And here we are now, at the last minute. Now, I don't think that should stop anything, because I think it's more of a travesty to not spend these funds for much-needed services in the city of College Park. But I'm extremely concerned that we are sitting here at the 12th, 2 minutes to 12, practically the 12th hour, and actually doing some things that we would be criticized for because we're making decisions and we don't have paperwork in front of us. And under other circumstances, we would be raked over the coals. So we've got to do better. It is my hope and my prayer that the presiding officer, who is also the mayor, will, in the next year, find it in her heart to have communication with her colleagues who are ready, willing, and able to support her in every way. But we cannot support what we do not know. And staff should not be here knowing that we had $900,000 of community enhancement monies, and we're sitting here trying to figure out how to spend it.
Councilmember, I don't know why this didn't get on the agenda. Chief and I talked about it a couple months ago, and I get the sort of passive-aggressive stuff.
It's not passive-aggressive.
That's
incorrect.
Hold on.
That is incorrect.
Hold on.
Do not name call, do not accuse me.
Councilmember, I perceive it to be
It's out of
passive-aggressive.
order. You're calling, you are being derogatory, and
Councilmember, you're interrupting and you're out of order.
Well, I'm saying you're out of order, okay?
But I'm the presiding officer as
So
the mayor.
Do not name call,
and
do
so
not
I'm
do
not
that.
name calling. I'm not name
You said
calling.
passive-aggressive.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
The tone. And I appreciate the fact that there are differences in opinion about how we spend funds. I get that. And as I've said before, community enhancement funds, in my opinion, should be spent in a way that our residents can see them. They can touch them.
Yeah.
They can appreciate the fact that these funds are going to support the functions of our city. So sometimes we have to pivot. Sometimes we have to figure things out. I don't feel compelled to burn through taxpayer dollars because we are getting to the end of a fiscal year. I don't think that that is necessarily the most fiscally prudent thing to do. If we can't make this work right now, Chief, you've got my word, and I will move heaven and earth to get this project done in fiscal '27.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
not
you.
a problem. My commitment to you and the fire department on this does not waver because we are going from June 30th to July 1st, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So if it
Yes,
doesn't work out, that's all right.
And I will say this, though, for the record. I have to take onus of that, the timeliness of it, because I wasn't prepared well enough with all the pieces that provide to the city manager. So I have to take the burden of that because that's on me. So had I had everything done and the timing would have worked well, he would have had more stuff for his package, because we talked about that during our department head meeting, and I just didn't have everything I needed. But now I'm in a stronger position that if you move forward, the work, we could cap it off at 80, and I'll be more than sufficient to get the project done, if that be your will, if that be your wish.
Yes, and I just want to reiterate that there is a process. This is not to you, Chief Jones. This is to the persons that are listening. I mean, I know you're listening. There is a process for how funding is to be spent, and that process involves communication. I will not allow my comment that I made about communication to be deflected. We are a governing body of 5 people who have been entrusted with the residents of the city of College Park to govern this city, to make decisions, and to make this city better. We cannot do this without communication. Even though we cannot meet with each other outside of these meetings, unless it's only 2 of us, 2 council members can meet, and 2 council members and the mayor can meet, and it's not a quorum. So really, the only time that we can meet together is in a public meeting with all 5 of us. But that does not prevent us from meeting one-on-one to discuss. This forum cannot be the only time that we communicate with each other, especially when it has to do with legislation and with items that are really imperative to the smooth operation of this city. And I'm going to say it because I've been asked by citizens, because we have citizens that are at odds with each other. They're not communicating with each other, and then the communication that they have is rude and egregious, but they're following the leadership. And I believe that if the leadership does better, and we communicate with one another before we come out here, and we follow the procedures, then we can have a much smoother meeting, and we can represent this city the way this city deserves to be represented. So I still go back to Chief Jones mentioned this to me. There are several department heads that have mentioned that they want things done. What I do at the beginning of a budget meeting, of a budget year, is I'm reaching out to citizens and I'm reaching out to departments. And there are department directors that can attest to this. And I ask you what you need at the beginning of the budget. That's why I'm out of money, because I spent every single dollar that I had on things that people can see, things to improve this city, things to make our departments move more effectively and efficiently. And it was a broad base, because you cannot, when you're talking about people and an organism, you can't just be one track. You've got to be holistic. And so the budget that we had for Ward 1 was a holistic budget. It took care of those that are the most in need in this city. It took care of aesthetically making this city better, but it also put money into these departments. And we did it in a responsible manner, that we would not be scattering around at the last hour trying to figure it out. So all I am requesting is what I've said before, and this is not the first time that I've said it. I'm asking for the presiding officer who leads these meetings to communicate with me. I am her council member. I am here to help her. I am here to make sure things get done. The refusal to just have a common conversation or a phone call is a disservice to the city. Not to me. You're not hurting me. You're hurting our residents. You're hurting our departments. And here we have a budget at the end of the year, and money will not be spent that needs to be spent for our residents, for our departments.
Madam Clerk? Next item?
We have to, the motion, we're still in a motion.
There wasn't a motion.
The motion was to allocate up to 85 or 80,000?
80.
80,000 for the items, and the names of those items, you have those names of those items.
Yes.
So that we can move forward with that.
So allocate $80,000 for the items that Chief Jones has a name for? Is there a second for that?
I think it was
Just the
kitchen, the
name.
kitchen
It's
and
kitchen
bunk
re-
area.
kitchen remodel.
Kitchen and bunk area remodel.
Yeah, it's the kitchen project,
At Fire Station, which one?
Station 1,
Station 1.
yes.
And this item is sponsored by Councilwoman Jamel McKenzie.
Madam Clerk, you have that motion?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Source of funding is mayoral community enhancement.
Yes, ma'am.
Any discussion? Chief, thank you for everything that you and your team do.
Thank you for your support, I appreciate it. So the project can start now, or do we need to wait?
Haven't taken a vote, hold on.
Yep, I got excited, I'm sorry.
And you have to bring
All
get the PO
all those in
PO
favor?
order in.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Excellent.
Get
Thank
your
you.
POs
Thank you.
in now. You got 15 days.
Agenda item 9N, consideration of an action or request to approve RFP 26-42 resurfacing community parks to Ranger Rubber, the most responsive and responsible bidder, in the amount of $280,340 to provide safe, environmentally responsible surfacing of 3 community playgrounds, Sabrina Miller Willis Park, Barrett Park, and Badgett Stadium Playground. This item is requested by Lance Terry, Interim Director, Recreation and Cultural Arts Department. This is a budgeted item, GL Fund Recreation Facilities, fiscal year 26 and 27. And this item will service wards 1 and 2.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilmember Arnold?
I pulled it off because I wanted to know, city manager or from Lance about Zup Park and whether or not, it being included in receiving some of these services.
Good evening. Zup Park's surfacing will be included with the new playground installation.
Has it been ordered yet?
What's that?
Has it been ordered yet?
No, we have not ordered it. We just did the bid opening on June 5th, We're doing the evaluations, and it should be on the agenda for August 3rd approval.
Okay. All right, that's what I wanted. Thank you.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, Lance,
Councilmember Carn?
I remind y'all, this is one of the grants that I tracked down on one of my trips and netted back. How much did we get from that grant?
That grant is a total of $250,000. So what we did is try to do the measurement of all the parks that we're doing, which was 5 of them. And we took the 3 smallest so we could maximize the most of the $250,000. And then what we'll do is, for next year's grant, go after the other 2 parks, which will be Brady and Tracy Wyatt.
All right, any further discussion?
I appreciate it.
Councilmember McKenzie?
I'm excited about Barrett and Badgett, and I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Next agenda item, City Attorney's Report. City Managers Report.
Me and Council just have a few items here since we're not gonna get together until August, so got quite a few items here. Just wanted to remind everybody about the Juneteenth observance that we're gonna be closed on Friday. Councilwoman Arnold, I certainly don't want to expound too much. I'm sure you're gonna talk about it. But want to just remind everybody that the Juneteenth parade is gonna take place this week, so you'll elaborate more on that. So we will be closed on Friday. The watch party, for the FIFA watch party, we've been advertising that, the FIFA watch party. We've got a committee together. We're excited about it. So I know it's getting late, but I gave the mayor and council a little present, okay? And so I want them to kind of show their spirit. Watch party. And these are not baby rattlers, no, they're not.
They are.
But again, we're just trying to get the enthusiasm going. We've got a committee set aside for it. So if you don't mind, Kelly, play the video real quick. We've got some great staff.
Yay!
We've got a Hispanic staff that's going to talk Hispanic. We have a Haitian person, a staff that's going to talk in Haitian. So we're really excited about this video.
The energy is real. Haiti versus Morocco is finally here. N'a réuni communauté ensemble pour un match pas jamais oublié.
That's our HR person, Joanne.
Comida, cultura y fútbol de clase mundial. Come out and join the official watch party at the City of College Park.
Can I get a round of applause?
It's coming, wait
It's
for
coming,
it.
it's coming. I know it's late, I'm gonna move quickly here.
It's all right.
So, looking forward to the GMA conference. Is going to be my first one, so I'll make sure we've got a lot of capable staff, so I will be choosing a department head to run the city while I'm away, so look forward to that. We've got a couple of new staff members. I think, Madam Mayor and Council, I've introduced you guys to John Means. He's our FAA liaison. I think everybody has met Mr. Means, so he's doing some great work, working with Councilman Gay and I on some projects, so he's doing well. Also, this is sort of a bittersweet moment for me. Most of the people, well, two exactly, who sat in this chair, they've left the door open so that they could go back to their departments. We've had two city managers that were able to do that. Well, I've kind of closed that door, so I can't go back. We finished all the interviews, and we've hired a new chief information officer. So, Mr. Brown, would you stand, please? Reggie Brown is our new CIO over our IT department. So I've kind of closed that door, so I can't walk back over there. So we got to make this work. So Reggie, congratulations to you and welcome to the College Park family. Some other staff. Kudos to our HR director. We finished open enrollment. All the staff, we've chosen all of our benefits. So thank you, Crystal and team, for spearheading that. On a sad note, I'm not sure if you guys know one of our team members. He works in public works. His name is Jonathan Rockmore. You guys have seen Jonathan quite a bit. Unassuming guy, big smile, kind of quiet. But Jonathan had a bad accident. I think he fell down the stairs and broke some bones in his face, and he's in the hospital. So Brian was kind enough to get him on the phone, and we talked to him. He's feeling a lot better. Okay. But we asked you guys if you could pray for Jonathan. You've seen him. Is it Building and Grounds? Yeah, Building and Grounds. Building and Grounds, yeah. So you've seen Jonathan working with the Building and Grounds team, kind of quiet guy. So we're sending out prayers for him. Also, my CMAC, City Management Action Committee. The forms are online. We've got about 6 or 7 people that signed up already. So I'm asking our residents, please join the City Management Action Committee so I can keep you guys informed on what we're doing, how we're spending your money, how the projects are unveiling. Because when you do that, the curiosity and questions, they diminish because now you're involved in what we're doing. So please sign up for that. Father's Day is coming up. So happy Father's Day in advance to all the fathers. Hope you guys have a great Father's Day. And kudos, last but not least, to our fire department. Mayor and Council, I've been texting you guys. We've had at least 4 or 5 fires in the last week or so. So Sterling Jones and his team been working overtime. So I think that deserves a round of applause. So thank you, Chief Jones. So we've got great staff. We're doing some great things. And I submit my time. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Next on the agenda is a report of mayor and council.
All right, so want to wish everybody a happy Pride Month and thank St. John's for a fantastic celebration over the weekend and a rather hot parade, but we made it down Main Street and back and circled around, and want to thank everybody from College Park, United Methodist, First United Methodist, because they were there with the water station when we crossed over the tracks, and that was key. So appreciate everybody coming out and wish nothing but the best to the Lunsford family as they go on and have their Spanish adventure for the next year. So that'll be really exciting, and thank them for all that they've contributed to our community. I also want to thank the AUC Consortium. This afternoon went and spoke with their summer leadership training program. HBCU students from all across the country come to the AUC to learn, to grow, to experience what it's like to be here in Metro Atlanta. And I was on a panel with Mayor Rochelle Robinson from Douglasville and Mayor Teresa Thomas Smith from Palmetto. And the three of us got to talk a little bit about what it's like to be mayors in our cities and public policy and public service and leadership. And it was such a great afternoon engaging with the next generation of leaders. So thank you so much to the AUC Consortium for that invitation. And lastly, we're shaking these maracas, and it says "Ticket in the District." I think the person who designed this logo is still in the audience. Wayne Whitesides is here. Every watch party that is happening in our local business establishments that's being publicized throughout our region and beyond, it's happening because of the ATL Airport District. It's happening because of the incredible team there. And they are led by a woman most of us know and love, Mercedes Miller. And over the weekend, she was subjected to things I haven't read because I don't put that kind of negativity in my world, but I've been told about it. And it's not right. The accusations that people feel like they can spew because they are anonymous are ones that can destroy people who aren't stronger than her. But what I know about Mercedes is that she is brilliant. Often the smartest person in the room that she's in, no matter which room. I get that that can be intimidating for people. Instead of embracing it, instead of recognizing the talent that we have in this community, in this region, people feel threatened by it. People feel like, I want all the pie, when the pie is infinitely large if we work together. When we can support what's going on at the Porsche Experience and the Renaissance Festival and at Enon Ranch, and we can say that this is an incredible region to be a part of, we are all better. I know that's threatening for people. It's threatening to work together and not get all the shine. But it's how we move things forward in a productive manner. And the depths to which people will go to subjugate others in hopes of elevating themselves is really disappointing at times. But I think it all comes to pass. It all comes to pass. And the space in which we recognize that it's not about any particular individual, and that when we operate in silos of wards to the exclusion of the whole, we all suffer. The day that we embrace that and recognize that we are stronger together is the day that College Park elevates. And I cannot wait for that day. Councilmember McKenzie?
Ma'am, are you ready for your video? Okay.
Dr. Jamel McKenzie, and I believe in College Park. Every 2 weeks, I share updates with you about what we've been doing in Ward 1 and around the city. And tonight, I want to dedicate this June 15th report to a very special person in my life, my husband, Captain Jeffrey McKenzie. It's your birthday today, Jeff, and I love you and I appreciate you. And as I think about my husband and all the amazing men in my life and the men that are in our city, I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for what you do and to wish you a happy Father's Day in advance. Now, let's talk about what's been going on in Ward 1. Our World Cup Business Connect on June 8th was a hit home run with Miami-Dade Commissioner Kiani McGee.
Called it College Park. It's because what she said would define this area. She said this is a place of purpose.
It's truly what drives our success is the collaboration between business, government, nonprofits, and residents working together toward a common vision.
Tonight's event was pretty informative. We're looking forward to the World Cup events coming here to College Park. We look forward to partnering with all of the businesses that are going to be here, partnering with the supporters, the fans, and the neighbors and the residents of the neighboring community.
5 public works of art that are murals in our city are now officially a part of Art Trail, which we held the ceremony for on last weekend.
It's rich in diversity, creativity, and most of all, resilience. We're Georgia's global gateway and a community that honors its past while embracing our future. And Art Trail allows us to do exactly that.
And it's a real honour that we can do that first here in College Park. It's going to be, we're going to be rolling out to every city, but the fact that the innovation happened here, that the city actually believed in it, they took something that was seemed to be like a crazy concept and they believed in it. And they said, yeah, let's do it, let's go for it.
Around Metro Atlanta this weekend, including a really amazing give back event happening in College Park. And I have with me live in studio right now the brains behind the whole operation. We've got Jakeem Smith, your founder of Food in the City, and Councilwoman Dr. Jamel McKenzie. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
I know you've got a lot going on with ahead of planning this event. So just give me the headlines of what the event tomorrow is all about. 12 to 2, right?
Yeah, 12 to 2. Jakeem came to me and said, hey, I want to give back to the community. Are you open to doing these give backs? And I was like, yes. And so the one that we're going to do, this is our 13th event, and we are really focusing on our children that are out of school and families. So a lot of the event is going to focus on them.
So pretty much we're going to have a multiple stream of fun activities. Like we got Game on Wheels, ATL. It's a gaming truck, so the kids will be able to play games.
That's so cool.
We have Shoot Your Shot, so they'll be able to play basketball. We have Kids Plug, so they're like, like the costumes, so the kids can be able to take pictures with them and portraits. We have bouncy houses from Glitz of Atlanta, so the kids will be able to, play in there. We're going to have a giveaway from Ashley Furniture.
Yes.
We got 18 beds
18
that
beds.
they donated.
Wow. Brand new.
Yes. It's just a lot of people that just came on board that wanted to see us achieve what we really wanted to do.
Yeah. And then, Jakeem, let me ask you this first. Why do all of this? We've been to these give back events and these giveaway events the end of the school year, and you kind of walk in, you pick up a backpack or some canned goods, and you leave. Why do it this way?
It's all about the experience.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that me and Dr. Jamel McKenzie always wanted to do, was give an experience to the people and let them know that you are worthy enough to be able to have fun. You don't have to worry about your circumstances. So that's one of the key things we wanted to do, to give them that moment to not think about what they're going through and just be able to be in the moment.
Yeah. And Dr. McKenzie, you have a long history with nonprofit work and mission work. Tell me what makes this stand out in all the experiences you've had in giving back to the community.
Well, as a nonprofit leader, even before I became an elected official, I did have a partnership with the city of College Park, and I saw that my city was open to looking out for our people. And so I really think that it's important that we
form these private-public partnerships, because there's things that the city, I may not be able to provide that for my residents, but the nonprofit community can come. And these events are completely funded by nonprofit organizations, no city funds involved, but at the same time, we're sending a message to our residents that we care about you all year long.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Ms. Roberta Shields, and this is our first week of golf camp here at the College Park Historic Golf Course, and we're so excited because every single one of our students that's enrolled in summer camp this summer will be participating in learning the sport of golf. And I want to thank you, Ms. Roberta, because this is the second year we've done this, and you have been so instrumental in making sure that our youth have this experience.
This year we'll have over 253 youth come through the camp. I've got 8 trainers teaching them from putting to chipping. Of course, in golf, you want to stay flexible. Most important, we're teaching the rules and the etiquette of golf, and making sure that our young people understand that this is a game of respect. This is a game of encouragement,
yeah.
Encouraging, and having fun, because anything that we do at the Ludacris Foundation incorporates having fun. So I want to thank you with Ward 1, because we're saying, Ms. Roberta, let's do this. We would not be having this golf camp at historical College Park Golf Course. And you walk around a little bit, you'll see that the trainers are seasoned golfers. Most of them are marshals that work at this golf course. So they're getting quality instruction and having a great time.
Updates and announcements. We're going to begin interviewing students for our Summer Leadership Academy, which will be held during the month of July. Expect an email or call this week. Join us every Tuesday at Badgett Stadium for our Temple Builders Outdoor Fitness Program. And then on June 24th, join us for our watch party, Morocco versus Haiti, which will be followed on July 12th with our Gold Fest for our youth at Badgett. As always, we continue working with our Public Works team and vendors to improve our sidewalks, streetscape, and Main Street. This is Dr. Jamel McKenzie, and I believe in College Park.
Councilmember Carn?
All right, thank you. A couple of things here. One thing I will speak on is, I guess in terms of, funding, the city funds, they'll be there next year. And, I would also mention that since I've been here in the office, we have never, ever completely spent, any entire budget. I don't think we ever will, obviously. But I think we do better than most cities. We heard a lot of different discussions and agreements and disagreements and so on and so forth. But some of the good news is that we are communicating, and communication gets you to the best medium. Sometimes it can be a little argumentative here and there, but we need to keep the communication going, and yes, we do need more communication. There are a lot of people that think things aren't going well in College Park, so on and so forth. But the truth of the matter is, we're doing pretty good for a city. And I think if you look through a lot of the noise, you can see some of the stuff we're getting done up here. You can take a look at what we've got accomplished tonight, and these are things that very few cities are doing at all, that aren't able to do it all. We're very fortunate, but we're very mindful of responsible governance, and I think we're making great progress in this city. Despite some bumps here and there, every city has them. We have by far, the lowest electric utility rates in this state. 37% plus lower than what you would be paying with Georgia Power in our city neighbors right now. That's over a third less. That's worth something. And we're able to do that at the same time without raising our millage rate, ladies and gentlemen. Every city can't talk about that and tout that, but it's a fact. Our millage rates are some of the lowest in the region, and we're working to keep them low, while at the same time we're expanding our tax digest. This city has one of the highest levels of sanitation services, picking up twice a week, while most cities and neighbors to us pick up only once per week. Again, at some of the lowest rates anywhere. And don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. Check it out for yourself. Our direct neighbor picks up once a week for about the same price that we pick up for twice a week, and we come to the side of your house and pick that can up, take it down the driveway, and we dump it. Now, that's as close to valet sanitation services as you're going to get. Our other cities don't have that, not at these prices at all. Our veterans are going to get first-class treatment here with even lower utility rates than 37%. Several gun buybacks ago, we got about 200 guns off the street. The one after that, we got about 100 more guns off the street. And now we're getting ready to get more guns off the street with this upcoming gun buyback. These are the things you may not hear in the news, but they're getting done. And other cities are not doing this. We're getting it done. I want to welcome Mr. Brown, IT, Roderick. I thought that was Herbert out there.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Herbert, you slimming down, man.
Yeah,
I had to look twice. We have a new fleet of service trucks that we just approved that are going to be in your neighborhoods, folks. And staff is going to be making sure that we maintain a best-in-class community. Don't believe the stories that you hear online, because a lot of this stuff isn't online. It should be online. We got some great stuff coming. Just tonight, I can roll off the list. We got some great Camp Creek improvements coming here, along with the newly rerouted MARTA bus service that was expressly rerouted at my request to MARTA on behalf of our residents in our blocks, in our neighborhoods and communities. I want to thank Big Back's Restaurant and Ms. Shawn for the conversation and the communication. Folks, communication and cooperation can sometimes resolve just about any issue. I've been a patron of Big Backs for quite a while, since they opened up. They got good food there. They do, if you haven't been there. And I understand, also that her business is going to be working with the city and supporting us with some of our upcoming community events. And we're going to support her as well. No city's perfect, and no businesses are necessarily perfect, but we support our businesses, And when I get a complaint from a resident, I'm going to respond. Of course, I put the residents first. If it's something to it, then we take a look at it. If it's nothing to it, we try to move on and work through it. This agenda by itself shows what we're getting done. I reached out to some contacts and brought back $250,000 in grant funding for our parks. That's new money. That's money we didn't have to pull out of our budget or out of fund reserve balance. That's worth something. Our city is 80% rental, and we need to get that number down to more stable homeowners. We're partnering to implement this residential stability program for Ward 2 residents. I think it's going to work out well. And if it does, y'all might want to take a look at it as well. We just provided our hard-working staff with a major salary increase for city employees. Now, unlike other cities, all of our employees are making over $20 an hour. All of them. All of them. Every city cannot say that, y'all.
That's right.
We passed the ordinance tonight to eliminate the short-term rentals, the Airbnbs. And we all agreed that we want to create a disruptive free neighborhood situation throughout the city. We doubled up on litter control, the dumpster enclosures, and we established strict prohibitions, y'all, for these vacant buildings. We are getting some stuff done, and I want everyone to keep in mind that, again, you hear the noise, you hear the issues. No city is perfect, but at the end of the day, folks, we're getting it done, and we're delivering from what our residents are requesting. Everything on this list was requested by residents, and it's all of our job to deliver. And I think tonight, all in all, I think we delivered pretty well. So that's all I got. Thank y'all.
Councilmember Arnold.
Thank you. First, I want to start with recognizing one of our own, Mr. Eugene Turner, who received a scholarship from the Old National Merchants Association on June 4th. So I want to congratulate him, congratulate his mother, and thank Old National Merchants Association for keeping our youth uplifted and encouraged as they move to the next chapter of their lives. I also want to thank the College Park Main Street Association for doing the mixer at Zuby's Tacos. That was very interesting as well. We had a good day there. I want to thank the 20 Pearls Foundation for the recognition for myself, for Officer Wyatt, and for Chief McCreary for the impact that we've had on the community. And I want to thank the chairman for coming out this weekend and supporting our food giveaway for the senior citizens and for fathers. I appreciate the show of support. We are going to start our food giveaway back up in the fall. It's a bit hot right now. If you all remember, we give out hot plates, and we want to make sure that those meals are fresh and healthy, and we don't want any food to spoil during these hot months. This weekend was extremely hot, so we'll start back up again in the fall. I want to talk about some upcoming activities that we have. Of course, everyone knows that Juneteenth is on Friday, and College Park plans on doing it big. It is our 3rd annual Juneteenth celebration. We will be on Godby Road again this year with our parade, which starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to thank Mr. Hicks and the city staff. Lance, your team has done an amazing job in making sure that we are prepared. We have everything outlined. We just need to make sure that we have the map on the city website, and that we're promoting and letting people know where they should start the lineup. So I'm looking forward to Juneteenth. We have a lineup of several different activities, including something especially just for children. We have a whole kids zoned corner just for kids, where there'll be train rides, a petting zoo, bounce houses, face painting, game trucks, horseback riding, and of course, always something sweet to eat. We have the movie that we'll be showing again, Voices of the Unheard, which will be available in the Red Gym. Of course, we have all of the individuals, the bands, the businesses. Everyone could register for free. This is probably one of the only parades in the metropolitan Atlanta area where you get to register for free and you just come and show out. But I think the biggest thing that we have that's happening is the Samba Funk. We have King Theo in all the way from California. If you're not familiar with Samba Funk, if you've ever participated in Carnival or Caravana, this is that dance. You get the opportunity to learn the steps Practice starts tomorrow. And you are expected to participate with the steps that you learn on Friday in the parade. So right now, we have about 40 people that have registered to learn the steps and the dance, and I'm really excited about that. Okay, let's see, what else do I have here? Some other upcoming activities. We have the town hall that's coming up on the 25th. The comprehensive plan consultants will be at the town hall in Spire, actually conducting a survey, a community survey. Please show up and give your input. It's going to be very important. Your voice is going to help us craft what the city looks like in the future. You'll also receive some updates on all of the ongoing Ward 3 initiatives and projects. We have something major that's happening as well. We have our first annual Miss College Park pageant, which will be held on July 11th at the GICC. This is an initiative that we received a challenge from the chairwoman of Clayton County for all of the cities in Clayton County to have a Miss City, whatever the city is, and for those cities to then compete, those young ladies to compete to be then Miss Clayton County and to go on to compete for Miss Georgia. So we're really excited that we were able to take the challenge and move forward with it. So there is more information that is in the newsletter. And of course, you can always hit this QR code to get more information about our upcoming activities. Couple of other things that I want to announce, and then I will be done. We have our Back to School Impact Day with Mega Faith. That will be on August 1st at 1 o'clock at the Tracy Wyatt Recreation Center. Oh, and then I have a note here that I need to say for Juneteenth, there will be breakfast for all of the students and parade participants that will be available, and we will have a special guest, Ms. Portia Bruner. Thank you.
Councilmember Gay?
Oh, those were some good reports from my colleagues. I only have a few things. I have two questions for my colleagues. Will we be doing the Fulton County back to school? Will Fulton County come back this year for getting the children? Because I got called from a radio station. Told them I don't know.
Well, I've gotten in touch with Fulton County about it. At this late date, I haven't heard back. I was hoping to hear. There's a new Area 1 superintendent. The last Area 1 superintendent kind of helped push that thing through and really made it possible where it happened. So right now, we're heading into July, so it doesn't look like we're going to do the partnership. But I'm going to reach out again to our school board member and see if we can at least do the promo for the back to school and see if we can get our kids on in the school building again to make sure we don't lose teachers. So we'll give it a shot, but I've had a lot of other stuff I'm dealing with as well, but we reach back out to Fulton County. Hey, Winston, you're here. Okay.
Yeah, he's been here.
Okay.
And
All right.
the second question is, what are the age groups for the pageant?
18 and up.
Oh.
18 to,
18.
what is it, 18 to 24? 18 and up, yes.
And it's just for College Park women? Just for College Park and College Park pageant?
They must live in College Park.
Do they have to live in Clayton County?
Yes. Oh, they have to live in College Park.
Right, but, I mean, if they're competing in the Miss Clayton County, do they have to live in the city?
I don't think that
within-
we're having the restriction of
Okay.
them being in the city in Clayton County.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, well, I think tomorrow we go vote, correct?
That is
Okay,
correct.
That's right,
So-
that's right.
The turnout has been low, and I just got a text that, do anyone know where Ward 4 votes tomorrow? Because it's not at Camp True. Anybody know?
Go to mvp.sos.ga.gov. mvp.sos.ga.gov, and people can figure out their voting precinct.
Well, can someone tell us where it is?
You know where it is?
I'm not certain, but if you go to mvp.sos.ga.gov,
I'll remind them and go to that site.
Well,
It'd be nice to just tell them.
let's get some information, maybe city clerk, can we find out?
Yeah.
where-
Councilmember,
I mean, a lot of
you can
people-
go to yourself and put it in,
but
put your
I'm
information
saying-
in and figure it
I'm saying a
out.
lot of people are showing up to vote there, and we're not voting, so I don't know. Oh, so then the next thing is, I want to commend staff as well as my colleagues who listened intently. I will never forget how in Washington, we talked, late into the night about the senior tax exemption, and that was nice of y'all to just, to just be out of town at a conference, and we sitting up talking about a senior tax. So that's love, and we appreciate it, and thank you for help getting that passed. And I'm sure it's making a difference in some people's lives who own fixed incomes.
Yes.
Okay, the next thing is, the dog park. Can we just please make sure that we get together on opening and then closing it and adjusting the hours? I'm getting some text back that it was closed Saturday, and we just need to figure it out, how to get it open and closed, or even put a combination and give everybody a combination. But that would be my only thing about that. We have 3 camps. We have a chess camp. We have a boxing camp that climax again with Clarissa Shields like last year.
Cool.
Before her upcoming fight. And we have, and I will get with legal and the city manager on Wednesday just to make sure, but we are interested in having an equine camp for the adults on the weekend, just to introduce horseback riding, equestrian. So that's something we kind of excited. And there are more horses in this area than you know, so it's nothing new to College Park. So just basically asking everybody to go out and vote tomorrow, and I just want to thank my colleagues tonight. Councilman Cohen touched on it, but y'all just don't realize how much was done tonight. And it takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of cooperation, and it takes a lot of giving in, something that we lacked in the 10 years I worked here. So to be able to experience this is transformative. It don't always feel good, it don't always sound right, but once it happens and everybody take advantage of it, I just want to say this for the people to make them feel at ease. I just want you to think about something. We had Peabo Bryson here, and he passed. But who'd have thought that we would have had an opportunity to him to grace us,
That's
right? Then we had Jamal Bryant, who now was on Forbes' top 100 here in College Park. Now, I just want to close with this. There was a lot of chatter about the DMO, but here's what I want to tell you. The DMO is amazing, but last year we had, watch this, Shaka Khan, Brick, retired NBA players, including the district attorney, including current NBA players. We had sanctioned boxing with real physicians out there. We had Little Miss Shirley, her mama drove her up here from Alabama, Mississippi, where was she from? We had Young Thug, who not only did he come and talk, but then he was challenged by, and so he even did a song. We had Young Dro, the whole hood came out. And so I can go on and on. So what's my point? My point is that brought at least 3,000 to 4,000 people to our city with not one incident.
That's right.
To where we've been talked about all over. And so tourism does work, and tourism can continue to work. So we got to all learn how to adjust and work together and continue bringing these great programs to our community. That's what I want to say, and that's my time.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to enter into executive session for discussion of personnel and litigation?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous. We'll enter into executive session at this time.